Up. I uncovered
What did I think? Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another Crypto Cringe stream. Today, of course, we're going to be looking at all sorts of bad NFT projects, which is basically all NFT projects. But, you know, we're going to be looking at the lower end of the totem pole in terms of badness of NFT projects. Some rug pulls, scams, other just cringe crypto stuff. So it'll be a good time. I hope everyone's having a good one. There are 108 people watching Jake sleep right now. Of course there are. I saw the picture of the babies, the kitten babies. So cute. Oh. Nick with 45 bits says, learning 120 star non-stop tonight. Wish me luck. I wish you luck. I hope you get all the stars. So long, Gay Bowser. That's a joke. Anyway, are we doing hats off? Hold on, I'll go turn it back on. I keep forgetting. Oops, wrong button. I'm turning it on. That's not even the right button, but it's fine. I'm still here. Let's see, where do I go for this? Oh, I gotta go to my... I remember, sorry. I gotta go to my Twitch dashboard for this. Go to viewer rewards, channel points, manage rewards. In one sec. Okay, should be on now. Of course. Rageology, what would you like me to put on for the hats off? And there's a hydrate. Are we doing chuds next? Because John, yeah, John's being John. The denim hat. Fine. There, it doesn't even match my outfit. I look ridiculous. Are you happy? I look like a fool. Okay. John Doyle didn't release like a full video, did he? Because I know I posted about a thing he did on a thing. No? Okay, good. Alright, let's just get into it. What do we got? I'm trying to figure out what I want to do first. How about this? This is probably pretty brief. The first NFT-themed burger restaurant opened, and it's Cringe.
The time What's Up Wally made the first food purchase with Altcoin at the world's first NFT restaurant.
You buy the food with NFT coins, with ape coins, which is the cryptocurrency that's now associated with the Bored Apes thing. The gas? Okay, I'll have to explain that in a sec. Borak says, been watching Babylon 5 and it's even better than I remember. Season 1 is still mediocre at best, but Season 2 just kicks off running and never stops. I've never seen it. So anyway, the meal itself cost too much, but just the transaction fee, not the goods, the gas, which is referred to as basically the transaction fee that it takes to actually buy things with any sort of cryptocurrency. Just the transaction fee to buy this meal at this restaurant was $10. Imagine if you went to McDonald's or Culver's or Whataburger or Sonic or Rally's or Checkers or whatever's by you, and then not only did you have to pay for the food, but you had to pay $10 just for a transaction fee.
Order confirmed.
That's terrible. There's got to be a thing inside the restaurant, right? I should have pulled this up before we even started. Bored Ape fast food. Someone must have done this.
One last piece of advice you want to give anybody?
Get into the NFT space. It definitely is something that's evolving and it's going to be pretty big in the next few years. And just
It's not. NFTs suck. And the general public perception of NFTs is garbage because they're scams.
learn as much as you can and have fun.
Wait, I'm getting a call. Yeah? Okay. Yuga Labs? French fries? Monkey business? Oh shit, I got news.
Yeah,
There's a
I saw
restaurant
the
that's
Image
opening
Comics
today
thing.
at noon over there in Long Beach. And it's got Bored Ape all over the restaurant. An owner of a Bored Ape, who happens to be a chef and owns multiple other restaurants, opened up a restaurant. Now we're going to check it out. Let's go.
What is this personality where you talk like this with weird emphasis on different parts of your sentence? Why is he talking like this? What is the point?
Bananas. Shh, it's a penis. Shh, just pretend it's a penis. Shh, it's a penis. I think my banana's bruised.
That's who I want to take financial advice from. Here's a tour. Oh god, okay, we can look at that.
Right. We're outside this Bored and Hungry restaurant that just came out. Seems like there's a lot of monkey business going on here. We gotta check it out. We're over here at the Bored Ape restaurant that's coming out. What brought you out today?
I actually know the owner. He's one of my friends, so just out here supporting.
Dope. Do you think he right-clicked and saved, or you think he really owns the smart contract behind that ape?
Oh no, he definitely owns it, bro.
Nick says, but Hannah, I'm sure he'll explicitly say it's not financial advice.
All right, you excited for the French fries? It seems like there's a lot of monkey business going on in the kitchen.
Knowing Andy, bro, it's always good food, so I know it's gonna be busting.
You think the health department's gonna show up because how'd they get an ape in the back of the kitchen?
That's true, right?
Oh my god, he's not. This is the only joke is monkey. We spent money on links to pictures of monkeys, guys.
He got gloves on though, and he washed his hands, so we should be chilling.
What brought you out?
We're here, we're bored, and we're hungry.
Are you a Bored Ape owner?
No.
All right, do you own any other big NFT collections?
I have a Kiwami, I have a Wowji, and a few other smaller ones.
How does it feel to be a girl in the crypto and NFT space?
Honestly, women in Web3, we gotta bring it in.
Fuck off. I hate these people. These all seem like the worst people on the planet. The most vapid, obnoxious, more money than sense motherfuckers that exist. I hate this.
We need more women, for sure.
Are you disappointed you didn't get in the World of Women project?
Nick says the one joke.
Monkey.
Today we're eating
Has
at the
anyone
world's
sold
first
that as an NFT yet? This is only 30 seconds. We can launch this real quick.
Restaurant. Bored and Hungry uses the popular Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT as the vessel for the Smash Burger pop-up in Long Beach. NFTs are basically digital artwork that you can exclusively...
Do I think once legislation passes, NFTs will be less scammy? No. Like, if you're talking about the way NFTs are right now, that they exist as basically image macros that you have a link to, that's always a scam, because just the inherent idea is a scam. The idea of an append-only ledger on the internet, I don't know. I don't know what the practical purpose of that would be that couldn't be done off the chain, but, like... I don't think it will be anything resembling what we see now in the NFT space, which is entirely scams.
Owners Andy Nguyen and Kevin Seo are using their Bored Ape NFT as the IP and branding for this one-of-a-kind.
I do like a good smash burger, but those don't look like good ones, if I'm being honest.
That's blending Web3 culture within the food space.
I worked at a restaurant where we made smash burgers, and they were better looking than this.
There's even talks of allowing crypto as payment. Maybe NFTs aren't just JPEGs anymore. Is this the future?
No, they're... Well, I mean, honestly, no. It's a receipt that says you own a link to an NFT.
Future of food? Today we're eating at the world's...
Back to the longer video.
I did.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Oh, you did?
I said I have World of Women Galaxy.
Perfect. Now, if I ask you, did you get in at Mint, or what?
What makes a burger a smash burger? Basically, you have like a thing of meat, and then you take like a spatula or a weighted thing or both, and you kind of smash it down into a patty form on the grill.
What price did you pay?
I paid 1.69.
Now, do you feel like that was a strong investment?
I would say it's an investment.
Definitely. Do you
Would you say that's a strong investment? I would say it's an investment. Has it appreciated in value? Have you shopped around for bids on it?
Plan on to hold that long term? Do you have diamond hands or are they paper hands?
We do a little bit of both around here.
Nice, that's what we want to hear. Now, do you think there's a lot of monkey business going on in the kitchen back here?
Is he just gonna use the same joke with every person?
Heck yes, and it better be a lot of monkey business. I've been in line for 2 hours.
2 hours? Wow. Now, what if I told you it was another 2-hour wait? Would you still wait it out?
We're committed.
Perfect. That's what we want to hear.
Wait a minute. This person who's into NFTs is okay with the sunk cost fallacy? I'm shocked.
What's up, guys? I'm outside here at the Bored Ape restaurant that just opened up today. As you can see, this line here is really long. I'm interviewing my man right here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, my name's William.
We really like your swag here. This Bored Ape swag is nice. Are you an owner of a Bored Ape?
I do happen to be an owner of a Bored Ape.
Which Bored Ape do you own?
2718.
2718, nice. Now, do you think there's a lot of monkey business going on inside this restaurant here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I saw some images. It looked like monkey business to me.
Perfect. How soon in advance did you hear about this event going on?
I just heard about it opening yesterday and decided to drive up.
If you could name 3 things in value that you got return on investment by owning a Bored Ape, what would they be?
Friends, experiences, and Pee-Pee Man's birthday cake.
I don't know if crypto bros know this, but most people don't need to buy into scams in order to find friends. This is actually interesting too, because I watch a lot of anti-MLM content, and if you listen to people who used to be in multi-level marketing schemes that definitely aren't pyramid schemes, a lot of the reason some of them claim they got into it was to make friends, or that's a pretty common thing that people say. I know it's already like a cliche to say that NFTs and crypto are just MLMs and pyramid schemes for tech bros, but they're not dissuading me from believing that.
What's up?
Von Tuck says, just what I want to hear from a friend, that I'm a good return on investment. True.
Guys, I'm outside the Bored and Hungry restaurant. All Bored Ape and owners came out for. I'm with my guy.
This is Vanguard.
Vanguard. Now, do you own a Bored Ape?
I own a mutant ape. We're part of the mutant cartel.
Nice. Now, you might...
He owns a mutant ape, which means they not only scammed him into buying a Bored Ape, but they scammed him into buying the mutagen, which is a separate NFT that you then combine with your original Bored Ape NFT, which makes it look even uglier. So, he's nailing it on his financial decisions. Nick says, the real money was the friends we made along the way, but unironically. And Puka the Duka with 200 bits says, have some bits just because. Well, thank you very much. Can you get a recap because why there's a banana in his hand? Because prop comedy is the last bastion of unfunny people.
Mind if I ask?
That's why I own so many props. The bones, anyone? The bones, hats. I got a gavel around here somewhere. Trust me, I know. When you're not funny, get props. It's worked for Carrot Top for like 30 years.
What price did you buy it at?
Bottom basement.
Kingdom Reborn, thanks for 15 months, says kick it off and a hype train starts.
Under 4E. We got diamond hands, baby. That's what we do.
Perfect. Now, did you originally buy it as an investment or you bought it to join the community?
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
That's what we want to hear. Now, would you recommend any other projects that are coming out soon?
I'll see everyone on the other side.
What's up?
Okay, is that guy just on drugs? Did he just wander in here? 53% to level 1 of the hype train.
What's up, guys? We're outside the Bored and Hungry restaurant that brought out a lot of Bored Ape owners. This guy caught my attention with his chains here.
I think this is this LA? Hold on, let me see if it says Long Beach. Where's Long Beach? California. Okay. I don't mean to stereotype, but I don't know if this is like a Long Beach thing or a crypto bro thing, but these people all seem like insufferable douchebags. So, whichever stereotype it is, they're living up to it. I don't know.
He's got some wearables. Why don't you guys check them out? Now, you mind telling the audience what NFTs you have on those right now?
I'm showing some support for the Bored and Hungry team, you know, rocking the Bored Apes right here and the mutant names on the chain, you know, because it's just a fantastic day, what they did here in Long Beach, bro. Look at this, it's beautiful, you know. What a good event, bro, honestly.
Now, I gotta ask, is that solid gold or is it gold-plated?
It's 14K karat gold, BS diamonds, you feel me? Only real, bro.
Fresh. Now, you were telling me you're the owner of the company.
Yeah, I'm Gambit, the NFT jeweler, you know, you can look me up, IB.
Oh my god, he's an NFT jeweler. So he makes ugly, gaudy jewelry and then has little screens on them that you can show your NFTs. Oh my god. What a fucking loser. Moira Soma, thanks for tier 2 for 12 months. Wow, that's a anniversary. Thank you very much. Level 1 of the hype train complete. Let's get this thing to level 5.
Jewelers on Instagram. We just finished working with the UFC. We just worked with the NBA, you know?
Dope. Well, check them out if you want to get your wearables. This is the future of NFTs. People want to represent what community they're a part of.
If I had $1 for every time someone said, this thing is the future of NFTs, I'd probably have enough money to buy an NFT. I wouldn't. But
part of.
Bittergrin, thanks for 100 bits.
Let's get it. Alpha up. What's up, guys? This is Sean over here. We're outside the Bored Ape restaurant. As you can tell, my man's over here ready to go bananas. Anything you want to say to the fans out there?
I can't wait to try out this burger and pick up some merch. First time here, first at NFT brand, so I'm excited and looking forward to it.
Definitely. Any NFT projects that you recommend people to invest into?
Yes, I highly recommend Puff Scout. These are collectible cards that I actually made for Bored Apes, but this is my own brand. I create cannabis characters into characters. Cannabis streams into characters.
Nice, check that out. What
did he just reinvent Garbage Pail Kids, but NFTs?
Is the website link?
Puff Scout.
Puffscouts.com. This is dangerous. Okay. Seems fine. Oh, they're marijuana. I get it, because drugs are the guy's whole personality. Oh my god, that's copyright infringement, probably the Spider-Man one. Or trademark infringement. Bummel Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub, 47% to level 2. So he's just selling NFTs of characters and they're weed? They're weed. Oh, at least they have actual, like, plushies. They're trading cards. 2 cards are $10? Jesus Christ. And they have little, like, plastic bullshit figures. Is he also selling NFTs? Maybe he's trying to turn this into NFTs at some point. He's got a Twitter. Let's see. Gotta puff them all. Ha 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 ha.
On 420.
Waiting for a good day to happen.
That's probably copyrighted music. If he's not doing NFTs, then I can't be mad at this guy. I mean, I probably still could, but, like... this isn't gonna work for him. Come on. Oh, no. No, they're NFTs. I'm allowed to hate him. I'm allowed to hate him. They're NFTs. Only one person owns them, which is probably the guy that's selling them. This one just straight up says Yoda on it, which is absolutely copyright infringement. 47% to level 2. Have I watched the video of Nikki's Not Green going to an NFT convention? I haven't. I have not. Yeah, this is copyright infringement. You could maybe make one that kind of looks like Yoda with some changes and say it's a parody. You can't just call it Yoda. This one's just called a Death Star. Yeah, you don't... Ooh, Batman. No. You gotta call him, like, Hashman or something. You can't just straight up call him Batman. God, Wookiee. Yeah, Romulan. Oh, wow. He is gonna get sued by a lot of different companies. Jet fuel, which Is that a reference to 9/11 conspiracy theories? Morok says, I've been fiddling with the fanfic and this is the basics I have. Hans goes on vacation to the Congo to prove gorillas don't exist. While he's there, he finds a gorilla but discovers it's actually Call hiding from the YouTube police. Something happens and they F. A frauditor records it all because it's his right. Not sure how far I'm gonna go with this idea. I already came, so you nailed it. I'm trying to see what else is copyright infringement here. Moby Dick is in the public domain, I think. Herman Melville's very dead, so it should be fine. Yeah, this one's Superman. Nope, you can't do that. It's a lot of copyright infringement. Not worth it.
There you go.
Oh god, he got a tattoo! No! Oh, sir, no. Oh no, we only got to level 1 of the hype train. Very sad. Thanks for the level 1, though.
Scouts.com.
Perfect. Passionate.
Their strain names, too. I don't think that's gonna be a justification if he got sued. Because he literally did pictures of people that looked like Batman and Superman while using the names Batman and Superman.
About it, guys, check it out. Do you think there's a lot of monkey business going on in the kitchen over here?
Definitely, lots of it.
I feel like the health department might show up real soon.
Probably, but hey, it's going down either way.
What's up, guys? We're outside the Bored and Hungry restaurant. What brought you guys out?
Just here for our first IRL event. Just here to support Bored and Hungry. We are bored and hungry, waiting in line. But yeah, definitely starving. Just here to support. Kind of fairly new to the end.
Go to an In-N-Out or a Whataburger. You're in California. You're near LA. There must be a million good burger places out there.
NFT space.
As a reptilian, do we celebrate Earth Day? We celebrate center of the Earth Day. We all go down there and we kind of like hang out near the Earth's core, which is really fun because once you get to the center, it's kind of like 0G because you're kind of at the center of gravity for everything. And it's a lot of fun. You guys seem to think there's a molten ball down there. It's not. It's actually a Waffle House. There's a Waffle House at the center of the Earth. Pretty good service. Not as many fist fights as the ones on the service. There's maybe 2 a day, so it's not too bad.
But have been learning a lot, and it's just been great communities. So yeah.
Nice. Now, do you guys happen to own a Bored Ape?
This video is...
I do not.
Awesome. How does it feel to be a female in the NFT and crypto industry?
I think it's kind of empowering, especially because you always hear that, hey bro, hey bro, hey bro. So being in the space and actually being a female and learning all this stuff just really shows that women are strong and empowered and can actually learn a lot of this stuff.
I'm so empowered by buying into a scam. How empowering.
And it's not just a male kind of industry, that it could actually, I mean, I support a lot of women-led projects, and so I do have some NFTs that are women-led, so I think it's really great that, you know, we're kind of still in the pioneer stages of everything.
Nice. I think it's really good that a lot of these projects like World of Women have really opened up the doors for females to jump into the space.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of this stuff is new for a lot of people, but as it continues to expand and scale, I think it's important that females join the crowd as well. Now, if you could get any word of advice to any females out there that don't know what an NFT is or they're interested in getting into cryptocurrency, where should they start?
I think definitely just joining a lot of Discord spaces, joining the communities. When you ask questions, everybody's really helpful. Also having like an NFT.
These women will go down in history like Elizabeth Holmes. No, Elizabeth Holmes was the one who was doing the scamming. They've been scammed. Very different.
Buddy who you can rely on and kind of ask questions about. Twitter's also good. There's Twitter spaces that you can join and listen to like alpha vibes in regards to just getting like information about projects of what's good, what's not good, hearing what people, I guess, have went through.
Learning other people's mistakes. And,
yeah.
That makes sense. You want to find somebody you can relate with, basically an NFT mentor in a way. Now you can do this through NFT influencers, or maybe you can find a close friend or a peer. Maybe it doesn't have to be somebody you met in real life. Maybe you can build a friendship.
He's actually talking into the banana like it's a microphone. Did he forget he's doing a bit?
Or relationship with somebody online, and you guys can build together and learn together.
Exactly.
Perfect. One last piece of advice you...
Oh yeah, my computer's fine. That was just a notification of someone sending me a message.
Want to give anybody?
Get into the NFT space. It definitely is something that's evolving, and it's going to be pretty big in the next few years. And just learn as much as you can and have fun.
Do your own research always.
Yeah, Dior.
You know, people are gonna recommend you the world, but you got to make sure you're doing it for you and you actually enjoy the art and what the community stands for.
That's the Bored and Hungry restaurant. We just got finished checking it out. Let's go bananas.
I don't like him, but I'm gonna save him under crypto people. Because he seems annoying in a way that's entertaining. Von Tuck says, weird capitalist calls women females. Are these crypto bros too?
It's a female!
How dare you speak foul of the Grand Nagus.
Was sponsored by Casetify.
This is at an NFT convention. You said to start at 7 minutes?
We are putting out a new technology around the NFT space and also putting a new game into the market.
A new game, like an NFT-based game, or like?
Yeah, so a new form of NFT will be launched through that game.
The Grand Nagus, it's what they called the leader of the Ferengi.
Working on a kind of like a Pokemon battle game arena.
How about these gas prices, huh?
Yeah, they suck, man. Yeah. Are you talking about the real gas prices?
Yeah, real gas.
Yeah.
Do you ever pay for gas with cryptocurrency?
No, I haven't. I actually don't play a lot of gas anyways because I'm from New York originally. And
right. Are your do your parents know what you do? Do you have any parents?
I did have parents, and I do still have them. Yeah.
Okay. And do they know like what you do with crypto? Did they own any NFTs?
No, they don't. Then this fairly goes over their head. Yes.
Yeah. So like we have this thing. Nick, if you want to grab one or two, we're introducing like a physical. That's where our NFT IRL. So we're basically doing like a physical version of an NFT in the same way that like the blockchain would hold whatever kind of the blockchain, whatever you would hold on that as like your personal owning. You basically own this physically, but it is an NFT in its own way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And we have fidget spinners too if you want one of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the channel you guys are on?
My channel is Ethan is Online. This is Nick is Not Green. He's really into like YouTube drama, and like he talks about like YouTubers who kind of fight each other. He's kind of organizing boxing events on the minor leagues and stuff. Yeah, like that, but with like really small guys, like really like 30 subscribers. It's kind of weird.
Like small in size or small in like
both? Yeah, that's the weird part.
Like midgets? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
You want one? You want one?
I'm a crypto influencer and I'm here with Lumerin.io. Yeah.
The only thing I hate worse than someone calling themselves an influencer is someone slapping the word crypto in front of it. Oh my god. I find people calling themselves influencers so obnoxious, and I hate it.
What do you do mainly when you're in your influencing?
I do videos about DeFi, NFTs, and I try to explain things in like comics, like with my iPad, so I try to make it easy to understand.
Oh, cool. Are you an artist yourself?
Yeah. So before I got into crypto, I was a broke, struggling artist doing covers for rappers, $50 a pop. So I got out of that, and I just used like my drawing skills to explain ideas with crypto.
How did you originally get into this whole thing? Who was the one that finally got you into the NFT space?
I think it was just I saw like the Bored Apes going for like millions of dollars, and I started to pay attention to it. But into crypto in general, I got in by the scam, BitConnect actually.
BitConnect!
Oh, I remember BitConnect.
That's how I got into it. I was listening to YouTubers and shit, and I got scammed. I lost money. I made money, but that's how you learn.
Yeah, it just makes you want to get in and do it right, you know? Do it right again.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you get scammed.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about Gary Vee?
He has good advice here and there, but maybe a little too hardcore at times.
He's a talker for sure. He once said in a video that he has never spit out gum when he chews it. He only swallows it because it's a waste of time to spit it out. Do you believe him?
No.
That doesn't even make sense!
Major. There's no way he does that. Are you excited to see any speakers here today?
I saw Spotty Wi-Fi perform yesterday as a crypto punk rapper.
I'm the king of punks. Haters gave me motivation. Even the coronavirus couldn't stop
I just want to point out a really good way to make sure that you can get like successful, like broad success is very difficult. Breaking through and being like very successful, like look at like the most popular YouTubers or Twitch streamers. They tend to be popular to general audiences, right? And I know within certain subsets, like Hassan's quite popular within his space, but there are like gaming, Twitch people who do much better than him because they appeal to a more general audience. If you want to find success, find some sort of niche and do your thing in that space because the pool is smaller. So if you're a rapper, for instance, don't try and go be Kanye, right? No one's gonna be Kanye, okay? Even Kanye's not Kanye. I don't know. Like, go out and do what Bryson Gray does and try and appeal to hardline, super right-wing Christian fundamentalists, and you'll have more success. Or go and make raps for weird, maladapted crypto bros. Like me, right? You gotta find a very specific niche, right? I came on Twitch and I make streams for hat aficionados. So you just gotta find your thing.
That stuff is really cool. Music with NFTs, I might get into that as well.
What is a CryptoPunk rapper?
So he owns a CryptoPunk Spotty Wi-Fi, and because the CryptoPunks are CCO, which means like you own the intellectual property, you can do whatever he wants with it, right? So he decided to turn his CryptoPunk into his brand, and he uses the CryptoPunk as his like mask or his alias when he performs and does rap shows. He's like one of the first people to do that.
He's like Marshmallow, but his head is one of the big 8-bit CryptoPunks. Wow, that's interesting. What would you say if someone said that they're trying to start a physical NFT?
What do you mean?
Like an NFT is on the computer. What if it was on a sticker? We're here with NFT IRL, a very important company that we started to sell physical NFTs. This is me. This is me as a Bored Ape. These are all for you, obviously, because they're going to be worth a lot one day, dude. You're going to want to be on the ground floor when people are asking who's got an NFT IRL. Oh, there's him. That's my cameraman, Ethan.
Looks just like a... Hey, NFTs, yeah, they ain't free. Man, my money going up, call that DAE.
Yo, they got the Faith Tribe over here? What is this? What's up?
Is the mic being protected from COVID?
Yeah.
That's so LA.
Whoa, where did you get these from? That's a snake.
It is a snake.
How do you feel about snakes?
I actually hate snakes, that's why I'm walking on them.
Do you think walking on your enemies is like,
They're funging the NFT.
Ever heard of a physical NFT?
I have.
Well, we're the first legit one. See? That's me.
So, what is the actual NFT?
I mean, that's sort of like, you have that, you own it. A couple years come by, we're big, you say, I got this, they'll probably pay you for it.
So it's just a PFP project?
What does that mean?
Bro, you're at an NFT convention trying to sell me an NFT, you don't know what a PFP is?
I'm new to the whole thing. You think I'm here for passion? Look at this.
So what are you here for?
I'm here to show you some of my art.
I gotta open a window.
You said it's not for passion. I'm just curious. Are you here to grab the money?
Listen, I'm not asking you for money. I'm asking you to invest.
It just seems like that's the kind of project you're headed towards.
Listen.
Bro, just don't be saying that to other people.
Hey. Invest with us.
Definitely will not.
Oh, this is the PFP stuff. Oh, here we go. This is what we're looking for. I don't know what PFP means.
Xenon Eximer,
Who's
thanks
that?
for 19 months.
That's me. Oh, I love
Hydrate.
crypto babies. They got crypto babies here. Are you recording? They got crypto babies. Okay, hit it.
It's rolling.
Ethan, hit it.
We're rolling. I hit it already.
Are the mics hot?
Yeah, mic's hot.
We're doing a little YouTube video just trying to see what everything is about. And I'm really interested in Tron because, first of all, I loved the movie. Was it inspired by the movie?
No, it was not inspired by the movie whatsoever.
Where does Tron come from?
China.
Where do you think we're going with what people are calling Web3?
I think Web3 for Web3 to work correctly, all of the blockchains have to be interoperable together, because that's just the way it goes. Some people are going to want to use something else, and you have to be definitely connected and merged together in some sense. So if every single blockchain wants to grow its ecosystem, you gotta work together with other blockchains as well.
So if I'm on something like Blockchain Boomers over there, and I want to move to Tron, how does it work within the Web3 verse for transferring your currency over?
To build. Yes. Well, we're a one-stop shop ecosystem, so we have 3 layers. First layer, you can build all your dApps, your crypto wallets. Second layer is the heart, the core layer, smart contracts, APIs, software, and then the final layer, we provide distributed storage. So that is file sharing and storage, period. And we also own BitTorrent as well, so we have BitTorrents, completely decentralized filing system as well.
Wow. Do you want a fidget spinner? We're giving away free fidget spinners. You can give some to him too. Fidget spinners.
I love fidget spinners.
Yes, take as many as you want. We bought so many and we're not going to get rid of them. Oh.
So NFT IRL.
Yes.
Do I still have my?
Yes,
I had one in here a long time ago. With the
it's
height of
bringing in
that
the people
as a
from other
fan.
generations that are too afraid to be so digital. You know, we really want to make the stickers something in the real world that help people bridge their way over to what will be, you know, end up being minted. But for now, it's just making ourselves known. You know, like Barack Obama had his little hope thing. This will be that. Yeah. On the blockchain, on the Web3, probably Web4.
Hey everyone, I just want to take one quick minute to talk about our sponsor for today's video, Casetify.
Boo! How dare you make money with your content?
No, that's
again, NFT people love to steal art. That's just a boo from Super Mario Brothers.
That's a Gombo. That's a Gombo from the Rare Ghost Club. That's not a boo.
Speedy Yoshi says 4-second cleanse. Oh god. Oh no. Wow. They needed to tone down the pressure on that slime hose. You know, I don't think I'll ever live my dream of being slimed at the Kids' Choice Awards. And that's a shame.
You want to just tell us in a quick couple sentences what you're all about?
Well, Three Landers is an art-driven community project, and we're a 10K project, and our artist, known by Three Land Boy, couldn't make it here with us, but this is all his vision, something he's been working on his whole entire life, and something we're really focusing on right now is lore. So at the moment right now, we're getting our community members ready for an adventure. We airdrop them a backpack, which they need to hold to go on the adventure with us. So that's something we're really looking forward to. We're just looking to be I guess you could say like a lifestyle brand, like how you think of stuff like Kellogg's or Disney, you would think of Three Land. Yeah.
By the way,
wait, Kellogg's and Disney are lifestyle brands? What? Oh god, don't try and emulate Disney adults.
Wait, we're giving fidget spinners to anyone who wants to do an interview. So if you want some, so many of them are just broken, dude. Do you have parents? Do you have parents in your life?
Yeah, I do.
How do they feel about the whole thing? Do they know what you're doing, or are they like, go get a job?
I mean, they can't wrap their heads around it. They still don't get it. But actually, very recently, my dad actually messaged me saying he's ready for NFTs because he's been doing some research. I was like, well,
there you go.
I'm glad they started to catch on.
Yeah, what you're doing feels a lot similar to what we're trying to do. We're a part of a project called NFT IRL, and we're also trying to bridge the gap from like digital.
The Kellogg lifestyle is similar to the no-fap life. I get it.
To a physical space to bridge people like your dad to get more into NFTs. And so we're doing. Wow, that's a beautiful shirt. I'm gonna assume it's one of a kind.
I think I'm done with this. The guy's interesting.
It is gonna hit.
I don't want to look at this fucking convention anymore. Okay, what else we got? Oh, let's watch the we might have seen this before, but it's only a minute long. This is when Squid coin rug pulled, and it went to 0, and this is a live reaction to it. This guy also seems like a douche. Chiba Hawk says, is there an over-under on the sort of betting as to how long these idiotic businesses will last? MLMs are still going to this day, so it's entirely possible they'll go on in perpetuity. Vontuk says, are they going to interview anyone who isn't high as a kite, or is that why they think NFTs are worthwhile? Probably the second one.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market... Oh! Oh! It went to zero! Yo! Damn! There we go! Squid Games! Sayonara, motherfucker! Oh, good lord! Holy shit!
That happened because this was actually an interesting story when this happened. This was Squid Game coin, or Squid token, I think it was called. And it was an NFT project, or a crypto project, rather, where people would buy these Squid tokens. And the only way to sell your Squid tokens was to own an equal number of some other kind of token. But then the owners of Squid token ran away with all the money and never released the tokens that allowed you to sell Squid tokens. So basically everyone had their Squid tokens, which they had bought, and no way to sell them. So the value went from being very high to very low to zero, like immediately. It was nuts. Freaking Out 99 says, MMO Addicted told me to tell you that he is alive and things are looking a little less bleak, but only a little. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while, so.
You seen it live, baby. You seen it live. A goddamn rock pool, baby. Shee! A live rocking? Wow. Wow. Holy fucking moly, man. That is a live rug pool. What the fuck happened here? What happened here, dude? Good God. Oh, good lord. Yeah, this is where you buy, bros. This is where you buy, chat. Look at this. Some fucking idiot bought 50K worth. They took that shit. Ooh, they wanted that 50K. Ooh, they wanted that shit, dog. Oh, man, that sucks. Yeah, so these transactions went through. These went through. These went through. That's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked. There it is. There it is, chat. One. Short-lived.
Ah, the scams. Here's another person watching a scam in real time. This is about 10 minutes long.
Hey guys, this is Crypto with James talking to you today, particularly about a scam that I'm seeing happen right now, and I want to. You can only get the videos out to show what's happening, guys. So check it out. Here's the spreadsheet of the 26 coins, the first 26 coins I held. If you invested $100 to each of these when I release videos about them and you still hold that crypto, be a profit for over 38 grand. If you want to see the exact coins I hold, come check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share everything I buy, sell. It's how I let people know how to avoid things like this that you're about to see, because you don't want to get caught up.
The cockmobile, this is sake for work, oh god. You are given this car with free gas and maintenance for life. Would you drive it? I'd prefer if it was electric, but I have no issue driving a really stupid looking car. I don't really care. Fuel it and maintenance for life? Sure. I'd prefer it to be electric though. Where'd that video go? There it is.
This kind of stuff.
Any investment that gives you a return like that, where you put like $100 down on each of these projects, I failed to see exactly how many, so let's assume it's like 30. So let's say you put like $3,000 into it, and in the course of like a couple of years, you get back $38,000. That is not any sort of reasonable, stable growth. You are probably in a really weird bubble market. Not good.
So, anyone that's part of Telegram, you know you end up getting shilled or added to groups. So someone tried to add me to this group, which was called Bull Pumps, and they've literally gone, oh, we're pumping it on Binance Smart Chain. And you can't message on this group, as you'll see. So I can't actually highlight, guys, this is a bloody scam. Slippage is 49% on this token, right? So it's Genopets, Gene. So let me show you what's exactly happening right now. So if we go into Dex Tools, what we can see is the amount of money that has been poured into this crypto across the past 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. and we've seen for, you know, roughly like 20 grand or so.
This is the thing about pump and dumps in crypto. A lot of people in the crypto communities know that pump and dumps exist, and they will actively try and take part in them, but they don't understand the entire point of a lot of these orchestrated pump and dump schemes. So, there'll be discords or telegram chats or whatever, where everyone will get together and be like, okay guys, we're gonna pump this stock, or pump this crypto rather, and we're gonna dump it, okay? But everyone's gotta buy in at the same time, and then we're gonna dump it, and we'll tell you when to dump it, okay? The problem is, people think for some reason, because they're stupid, or gullible, or whatever, oh, I'm gonna be in on the ground floor of this, I'm gonna make so much money, when in reality, it's already been decided in private, outside of the Telegram, outside of the Discord, by a group of collaborators, hey, we, in the past week or so, have bought up some of this crypto, and then we're gonna go to a Telegram and tell people, hey, we're gonna pump and dump this stock, and then the second people start to pump it, they dump it first, and then everyone who helped pump it loses money. By the time that you are on a Discord or a Telegram or anywhere where someone is publicly saying, hey guys, we're gonna pump this stock or pump this crypto, they're already on the dump part. You are the dump. Stop it. You're not being told on a public platform. You're not in on some secret. You are the one being scammed. Speedy Yoshi says, do I think there's porn of Bored Apes and all the other ugly-ass NFTs? Let me look. I'll look on my phone. There's gotta be, right? This has to exist. Yep. Yep. That's a Bored Ape fucking a lazy lion in his asshole. So yes. Glad I can do research for you guys. H-Baird says, the real trick is to use public platforms to find fellow peoples to do the pump and dump with you. Or, here's my recommendation, don't commit crime or scams. I think that's the best advice.
Thereabouts. Come into this crypto. So, I'm going to show you something so you can be aware of it. So, as we can see right now, there are a couple people that have sold, but it's literally 2 contract addresses. Now, when we go to the very, 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 very beginning of all of this, we can see the transactions that occurred. So here's 2. When I open them up, I can see that this person that sold is the person that created and added the liquidity. Right here, added liquidity. And we can see another example because there were 2 contract addresses that added liquidity.
Did I see Truth Social stock went down a ton after they were denied a merger and subsequently shut down for hours? Ooh, I gotta see this. Oof. Yeah, that's not good. Peter's losing a lot of money. I know Peter bought into this stock, and he might have bought in, at minimum, he bought in the 60s. And now it's down to 37. Yikerinos. Yeah, its height was in the 90s. I'm hoping he didn't buy in at the all-time highs, but it's Peter, so... But yeah, it's down to 37. That's as low as it's been since the announcement of the merger, so that's not good. I mean, it's good in general. The Truth Social's garbage and should fail, but it's bad for Peter and his family, because he's losing money yet again. Peter can't afford that shit, I know. I don't even know how he gets the money for this. His wife, I guess, she works, I don't know.
Both added in exactly the same amount, which was 10 BNB in total. 5 BNB each. However, what you then realize, the token could not be sold. It says on here, Dex Tools, this token might be unsellable, be aware, do your own research before buying it. And as you can see right now, there is an enormous dump. It's dropped from over 86 cents or 85 cents down to like 44 cents. And when we have a look again, and we go back here, to the first page where the most recent sales have happened, what we can see is 2 particular addresses that are selling. And they are selling all of it very, very fast. Look at this. Look at this. So we'll open this one and we'll open this one, because you'll notice that one particular address is selling far, 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 far more.
This is an interesting thing, and I wonder how much of this plays into it. Like, I also follow the GameStop stock cult people. And I'm not telling you that the GameStop thing wasn't a thing to make money on early. I made money on the GameStop thing when it happened, like last year. I bought in low, and when it hit relatively high, I made some money off that. I'm not gonna lie to you. But there are still people involved in the GameStop stock thing and still think this margin call is going to happen. It's going to, you know, destroy all the short sellers and gain them, you know, millions and millions of dollars, and it's ridiculous. But it's funny because if you go into the forums, like on Reddit that they have on Superstonk or GME or whatever, they have multiple subreddits. Some of them don't seem to understand the fundamentals of stocks. So for instance, when they say like, oh, we're gonna be millionaires or whatever, or when they talk about like, oh, I bought a bunch of new shares today, but the price is going down, no one's selling, so why is the price going down? I don't think they fundamentally understand that if you are buying stock, someone is selling you stock. It's not manifesting out of nowhere. And it's similar in these pump and dump schemes. If you are pumping the stock, someone is selling you that stock, or this crypto in this case. So when you are pumping it, the original people who are actually pumping it and are going to dump it and leave you with the bag, they are selling it to you under the pretense that you are the pump, and that later people will dump and you'll get to dump and make money, but you're the dump! They're dumping on you! It's so weird. Moira Soma says, it's incredible, because Peter has even confessed to being extremely gullible. It's like he can't learn. I know.
And the price has already dropped to 34 cents. These are the people that added the liquidity and they're not selling. And look. So, this contract address added liquidity. So they added the liquidity. 5 BNB. Removed. And then they've been swapping back the tokens that they held. 3.5 BNB, 1 BNB, 1 BNB, 1 BNB. This person initially put in, to add liquidity, 5 BNB. So far, they've pulled out 6.5 BNB. Just that so far. The other contract address, even so, they added 5 BNB again, and they have been removing liquidity. Then they've been swapping the exact token. So if we see this swap, we can see the 1500 Geno pets were sold for 2.3 BNB just there.
It's just so frustrating to me that so many crypto bro types get so taken in by narratives that are driven by the people trying to sell products to you, that they fail to think about the fundamentals in any way, shape, or form. And I think you see this again with like the GameStop thing. It's very similar in a similar group of people. They get taken in by these narratives about coins and NFTs and companies, and don't actually take into account any of the fundamental factors that derive, like, value into what something even is. Like GameStop, I guess I don't know what it's at today, but it's ridiculous. It's at 141 when like a year and a half ago it was at $12 or something like that. Do you guys think GameStop, a company that's been a meme for decades about how shitty they are, is this year worth more than 10 times what they were a year and a half ago? On any fundamental material level? No, of course they're not. They haven't done anything to add material value to what they are. All they've done is, again, make claims about opening NFT marketplaces, which is a detriment, not an asset. It's ridiculous. And the stock price pumped all the way up to its all-time high, which was like $325. It's been up and down since then. And then since November of last year, it's been kind of on a downslope, pumped a little bit, and now it's back on the way down, but it's still at $141. It's ridiculous, and it's a stock that's entirely being held up by a bunch of stock cultists who refuse to understand that the company fundamentally is not something that's going to exist in the future. They're a bad company. It's so weird. Sorry, the GameStop thing just annoys me. It annoys me a lot. Let's watch this guy create an NFT.
So I was live streaming on YouTube the other day, you know, doing my thing, trading NFTs when this happened. All I gotta say is pucker up, baby. All right, that's the wrong clip. Fucking God. Is this real, bro? Did someone actually, is this photoshopped? That's actually so funny, bro. I respect the fuck out of that. I'm gonna sell it though. Now let's make a collection. Me and you, let's make a collection of me eating food on stream, okay? And then that actually sparked an idea. Why not actually take screenshots of me eating food, drinking food, looking dumb, and put them into an NFT? So
how much energy did this idiot waste to make a bunch of NFT pictures of himself? Genuinely, how much energy was wasted to mint NFTs of this douchebag eating food on stream? Hydrate.
Oh, here I am sitting here with 24 hours to create a full NFT collection of random screenshots of me during live stream moments of eating food, drinking food, doing dumb shit. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So hey, how you doing? Welcome to the video. My name's Jersey. I make NFT content. So if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. So it's quite literally 17 hours of preparation to
Which hat? Thank you.
Get this Discord server ready, to get screenshots all across all these different live streams we had to rewatch. We finally made the Discord and we have a couple of sneak peeks to show the audience. All right, it's been done. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's happening, boys. Oh, it's happening, boys. All right, so I think we created something pretty nice here. I'm not gonna lie. Just a bunch of people wanting whitelist. Are we even gonna do whitelist? I don't even know. What the fuck is this? Oh. All right, so then I went ahead and made an announcement, you know, giving these degenerates, you know, some whitelist spots for the first 5 people to invite 10 people. So, good luck. I mean, this would be fucking golden, okay? This is the fucking sweet spot right here. Well, this got me thinking, right? We need to think bigger, smarter, harder. We gotta give away free whitelists. We gotta get people in the Discord. We got people in the Twitter. We gotta make a new Twitter, and we gotta start shilling shit. So that's exactly what we did. We made this tweet. We made a brand new Twitter account as well. It's got 24 followers. The tweet's doing pretty good. We got some people who think this is fake.
Hello,
this is
Alexa.
me, guys. Trust me, this is me. Besides this guy, calling it a rug. Respect. Okay.
The unfortunate morality is such a hindrance at times. I don't agree, but if I were to think that, I even if I wanted to scam people, I think I've cultivated a smart enough audience that if I tomorrow said, like, even if, let's say I never mentioned NFTs ever on stream and how scammy they are and how dog shit they are, imagine if tomorrow I was like, hey guys, check it out. It's the Hannah Reloaded NFT collection. Check out the link in the blah, 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 blah. You would all rightfully call me out and call me a scammer and a huge piece of shit. It's unfortunate. Next time, when I get reincarnated, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and get like a really dumb audience that's easily scammed. There's more money in it, I think. Dang intelligent viewers.
Yo, whoever made this fan art is a fucking goat. This is so sick. That's fucking fire. So with this piece of fan art, I actually went ahead and gave him whitelist, and we're gonna throw it into the
You'd cancel your subscription, rightfully so.
collection as well, which I think is a super fucking dope idea. So shouts out to Toons NFT Slut. Congrats, dude, you're in the collection.
I know the mother.
So in all honesty,
What about minting books of the Bible, like the Bible Reloaded? There's actually already people who have minted Bible verses as NFTs, so That's a saturated market.
This is quite a big joke. There's no real utility. It's kind of just an idea I had during a live stream due to the events that happened, and I think it's fucking funny. The only actual utility that's out there at the moment is going to be giveaways. That's right. We're going to be giving away proceeds from the mint starting at 5 Solana, and we might give away some more as well to random holders. And there will be redistribution royalties back to holders from the weekly royalties on secondary, as well as, you know, DAO and holder verification. So we will have that set up as well. So with time running out, we had to think smarter. We had to think harder, and we had to think bigger. So we reached out to some other YouTubers. Shouts out to the boys over at Grisha. Shouts out to Cody Unchained. Shouts out to It's Ragnar. Oh yeah, and I can't forget my boy Ranked NFT. So we went ahead and made them all one-of-ones of them eating food that will be in this collection as well. So with time running out and quite literally time being against us in this situation, we had to look through so many different streams.
Morok says, as someone with a degree in biblical studies, the easiest group to scam are the religious. Good to know.
So we had to find so many different NFTs and pictures of my...
If you verbatim copy an NFT like Bored Apes, can you be sued for copyright if you make an NFT out of it? I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's been, like, tested in the courts. So, I honestly don't know. Are Bored Apes copy, or are they made by an algorithm? Because I'm pretty sure there was a semi-recent court case that said algorithmically derived artwork cannot be copyrighted or trademarked. Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that happened. And I don't remember if the Bored Apes are actually hand-created or if they are done algorithmically.
Myself, and it was becoming a struggle, so here I am just looking for more NFTs, more pictures, more memes, more eating, more drinking, and we're getting close. So how exactly are we launching this project? What are we using? Do we have a candy machine? Do we have a node? Are we developers? Well, the answer is no, we are not. So we are using Launch My NFT, which is a very cool sort of launch pad on a Solana that quite literally lets you create a collection. You upload the images and you can just mint it from their website for a fee. And of course, the fee does not matter at all. This is quite literally a giveaway raffle NFT project filled with memes. It's a joke. So what we're doing is launching it over here. We're gonna create a new collection. We go ahead and sign in, do all this stuff, upload the images, and then you can mint them from this link. Of course, I have no affiliation with Launch My NFT, so I would highly recommend that you guys do go ahead and use yourself a burner account. If you don't know what that is, it's quite literally just a secondary wallet that you put funds onto it to connect to a minting website to get said NFT. Here we can go ahead and make...
Stop saying literally. How dare you? He can literally do whatever he wants, literally.
The actual collection, what date it will be launching on, when it will be doing all that stuff, all that good shit, and we can go ahead and just put all the details here as well. The mint price, what we're going to be doing with it, how the royalties are going to be set up, and overall, what it's going to look like when it is launched. And yes, lucky for you guys, this video is going live a little bit earlier before the mint does happen, so the Discord links will be down below as well to join. We do have whitelist spots going out, and if you're seeing this early, you'll have a chance to take a piece of this pie home and potentially win yourself some money from minting this project. So with all that's been said and done, we've made it. We did everything, man. We got everyone in the collection. We had a lot of fun with it, and it's here. Oh my god, there we go, boys. Jersey screenshots happening in 19 hours. Obviously, by the time you see this video, it'll be live in like 30 minutes. So, yo. This has been a wild ride, boys. Just let's go ahead and add all the whitelisted users very quickly. And there we go. 29 people have been whitelisted. They can mint one each, so we'll do one per pre-sale, and then we'll make it 3 mints per person on public. So
Killjoy says, this Thanksgiving it was just my aunt and myself in the area, so we had the TV on and we watched AMC's The Food That Made America. Basically a glorified history of brands and food products like McNuggets and Oreo cookies. The whole thing was glorifying and glamorizing horrible businessmen. I bring this up because some people have this bizarre feeling attached to the victories of other people. It's that way with sports teams too. I don't get it. I don't either.
So we had one final poll. We had to, you know, figure out if we reward the whitelist holders with a cheaper price and then up the public sale. And everyone voted yes. So we actually made whitelist cheaper down to 0.3 Solana, and we made public 0.4. So shouts out to everyone who made fan art and, you know, grinded in the server and tried to get whitelist and just made it more of a fun event. And here's the final announcement for what the mint is going to look like and how the project is going to be ran. And so yeah, good luck to all the holders and all the minters for free money. Yo, this is fucked, Cody. Holy shit. Cody, look at the Discord. Look at the Discord. Oh my fucking god. What do you think about this?
All I was trying to do is support you.
I appreciate it.
To the Discord. That's how you do me.
I thought we did pretty good, man. Alrighty, so with all the memes out of the way, all the shit posting, you know, we're ready to fucking launch this project, and I'm super excited. Like I've mentioned a million times, this is a joke, this is a meme, there's no current utility. It's quite literally like buying a scratch-off ticket and possibly winning money, but there
It's not a joke if you actually mint the NFTs.
will be distributions from the royalties back to holders when snapshots are taken. So without further ado, I bring you the Jersey Meme Collection. Or well, Jersey Meme Moments. You know, we don't know the name it's gonna be called when we actually put it on Magic Eden, but we are minting in just under an hour, and this video will be out about 20 to 30 minutes prior to the white list. So I'm fucking excited, boys. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. If you guys are interested, links are down below. It's a 169 collection where we're giving away majority of the royalties and mint funds back to holders. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Akas, or Akas. He helped me out a lot with this project, so thank you so much for getting all the screenshots and putting the time in for this. He has been compensated, don't worry. And yeah, stick around for Gen 2. It's coming soon. All right, boys, have a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment, like today's video, subscribe to the channel, and check out today's video sponsor, ftx.us.
Give a percentage how likely Peter is to fall into NFTs. 40%. He's never given any interest in stuff like that, so I'd say it's not as high as you might think. I do think if he was even a little interested, he would go head first into NFTs, but I don't see any reason why he would find that particularly interesting. Oh boy, here we go. Give me a sec, I gotta drink some water before I read this article, because this one's gonna be a doozy. Well, since I'm wearing my wizard hat anyway, I guess it's time to talk about the new NFT project that wants to ruin Dungeons and Dragons, my favorite game that can be played analog? I don't know. I'm not a big Monopoly fan. I love D&D though, Hydrate. So let's take a look at a project that aims to ruin both your dungeons and your dragons. This is an article by Gizmodo. The first time that Patrick Comer tweeted about tabletop role-playing games was in October 2021. He said, "Who are hands down the best D&D character illustrators out there?" He got one response. That same month, an unassuming Twitter account was created, @Gripner. Its bio describes Gripner as a Web3 company building 5e tabletop RPGs on-chain. If you're confused, you're not alone. Gripner is a company currently being built by Revelry, a New Orleans-based startup studio. Brent McCrossan, a managing director at Revelry, is the CEO of Gripner. Patrick Comer is the president and head of the product. That product, which nobody outside of the company has seen yet, is a digital platform meant to allow fans of the tabletop role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons to roleplay using using NFT indicative of player character NFT PCs, and then save the details of their gameplay adventures on the blockchain, increasing the complexity and value of the NFT. They call this a play-to-progress system. If you're still baffled, join the club. So basically what they want to do is recreate something. If you play tabletop RPGs online, like I have in the past, I prefer to do them physically, but of course, especially over the last 2 years, a lot of us who like tabletop games have had to move online for COVID-related stuff. So they want to take something like Roll20, which is like the biggest website online for organizing and doing online tabletop RPGs, and put it all on the blockchain inexplicably, for no reason. Roll20 is great, and it has been functioning fine for its entire existence. Why does a company want to come in and try and Web3 this shit? I don't know, because someone told them the buzzword Web3 was worth a bunch of venture capitalist cash. So, here we are. Morok says, Peter does think Elon is an alien super genius, so maybe if Elon tweets about Dogecoin again. True. Logarth says, non-Monopoly fan stares intently at Wizards of the Coast. This isn't adding anything to the gameplay experience, says James Introcaso. These are weird names in this article. An award-winning game designer who has worked on official D&D products. A blockchain isn't a game mechanic or a campaign setting that encourages a player to engage with the game in a particular way. D&D writer and podcaster Teos Abadia is more critical of the idea. Gripner suggests a horrible, self-centered, and self-enriching concept that is anathema to the group collaboration and sense of mutual giving that makes the RPG hobby so special, he says. I agree with that. RPGs, tabletop RPGs in specific, are very community-oriented, are very... how do I put this? They're very much about sharing your ideas. Like, if you go on someplace like DM's Guild, you can find tons of free works where people have taken their homebrew and put it out there. Or, if it is something even that they want you to pay for, usually it's like $1, maybe $10 if it's a big expansion. But they're very community-oriented, and there is a whole world of free homebrew content online. That is the opposite of how the NFT and crypto communities work, which are all about monetizing everything, turning everything into a token or an NFT that can be sold and traded for real-world money. It's the opposite of how the tabletop RPG community works, and it's very strange that they would even try and apply it here. Like, all you need to play D&D is to understand the basic rules of, like, 5e or any of the other systems. In this case, 5e, which is the only system I've ever played, so I can't speak to other ones. I know a lot of people like 3.5, but, like, if you play D&D 5e, all you need is the basic rules, which you can find all of which online, so you don't even technically need to own the player's manual or the DM's guide. You could just find all the information online and create your own stuff and look at other people's homebrew material, and you can do all this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I've absolutely bought stuff from Wizards of the Coast, books and expansions, and other companies that make official, like, little minis and stuff, or unofficial minis, whatever. Of course, because I like the company, I like the product, and I think it's worth giving money to, you know? But you don't need to spend money to play D&D, or at the very minimum, the buy-in is very minimal, especially these days when you don't even need to buy dice if you don't want to. You can use an online dice roller. Google lets you roll dice on it nowadays. You can just type, you know, roll D20 into Google, and it does it. So, in an age where Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop RPGs are more open than ever, more accessible than ever, and honestly, more popular than ever, why would someone come in and try and destroy the greatest asset that that community has, and that it is a community that shares with each other, and try and monetize every little thing in order to make it like any other terrible, terrible system? I hate it. Elminato with 50 bits says Gary Gygax is rolling ones in his grave. P-Meal, with gifting 5-tier subs. Thank you very much. Mr. Blast says, I still play D&D on my Commodore 64. Can I put that on the bit chain? You can try. By the way, everyone, anyone here who is a D&D player, Mr. Blast is like an original AD&D player. So give some respect to this man, okay? We would not be adventuring today if it were not for intrepid adventurers like himself, okay? This man is a pioneer. Kippy with 100 bits says, someday, Hannah, you and your peeps should play Pugmire. It's very cute and goofy. I do want to try different systems someday, but everyone else in the group is very married to 5e, so, yeah. Railcast, thanks for 15 months, says 3 months until Vince Al Ghul gets a sibling. Anyway, continuing. What is Gripner and how is it supposed to work? Gripner, a reference to the mythological, Gleipnir chain in Norse stories, is a Web3 tabletop role-playing game project currently in development, led by Comer, 4 hand-picked tech supporters, and 1 tabletop RPG writer. Right now, the company is in the process of preparing its game content, mainly written by Gripner's lead game designer Stephen Radney McFarland, a tabletop RPG veteran who has written for D&D and Paizo's Pathfinder. His work will include lore and maps of fantasy worlds currently called The Glimmering, After this is complete, Gripner plans to generate 10,000 random D&D player characters, assign a rarity to certain aspects of each, such as ancestry and class, and mint them as non-fungible tokens or NFTs. Each NFT will include character stats and randomly generated portrait of the PC designed in a process overseen by Gripner's lead artist, Justin Kermer. Additional NFTs will be minted to represent weapons and equipment. So to be clear, you know how one of the best and most fun parts of D&D and any tabletop experience is creating your own character, shaping their backstory and their look and their personality, their strengths and their weaknesses, their stats, how everything works, and like going into what that character would think and feel in certain scenarios. Yeah, this company doesn't want you to do that. They want you to buy one of their AI-generated, randomly generated characters that they're going to pre-exist and then sell to you as an NFT. Doesn't that sound fun, boys and girls and NBs of all ages? Kippy says, bonus is that Pugmire pretty much runs on 5e, so there's only setting-specific stuff anyone would have to learn. Oh, that's cool. Next, Gripner will build a system for recording game progress on the Polygon blockchain. Players will log into the system and will play an adventure under the supervision of a Gripner-certified game master. After each game session is over, the outcome will be logged on-chain, putting data back onto each NFT via a new contract protocol that allows a single NFT to become a long record of characters' progression. Gripner will distribute the cryptocurrency OPAL to GMs and players as in-game capital. Any loot, weapons, or items garnered in-game will be minted as new sellable NFTs on OpenSea, a popular NFT marketplace. All of this sounds terrible, and I hate it. Stone Corbell says, it doesn't help that the system sounds really close to Grifter. You're not wrong. So, let me talk about the campaign I'm in right now, which we stream over on Actual Jake's channel most Thursdays. We're not this week because he's doing his subathon, but we usually on Thursdays do charisma saves. Go check it out if you like D&D or watching people play D&D or whatever. Or if you just like us in general. It's a fun time. So, what we're doing currently for items is Jake has made up a ton of item cards, or blank ones if it's something that we don't already have. And then we have inventories, and it's all very nice and tactile, and we get inventory stuff in our slots, and then we know how much we can carry at one time, and what the items are. They have little descriptions on them. He has physical props. He has actual coins, so when we get gold, we get physical gold. Obviously not real gold, but, you know, metal, play gold. He also has paper bills for larger denominations. It's all very tactile and nice, you know? This is going for the opposite in that it's digital stuff that you can then resell to other people for some reason. And you have to have a DM who is certified from the company themselves. This sounds awful. Why would you do this? Speedy Yoshi says, what D&D would be like if this happened?
Wait, there's lots of other characters if you don't like the Pixie Sorcerer.
No, there aren't. They're all just the same with different costumes.
Auntie Pretzel says, if you want a randomly generated character, look up Suggestions Bot or roll a shitload of dice. Yep. There are also there are websites where you can just get pre-made characters. That's already a thing. Kippy says, the weird thing is that they're going after tabletop RPGs as opposed to LARP, where you do get the disguise get the dinguses with their legacy characters they bring into multiple LARPs. I feel like that would be an easier target for NFTs than, like, extremely intrinsically communist D&D. And H. Baird says, so this is just a very complicated, very expensive MMORPG without any of the benefits. I guess. Hydrate. Yeah, my voice is giving out, sorry. As PCs gain levels in-game, Gripner asserts that their associated NFTs will become more valuable, and when they're resold, the owner and any creatives who contributed to the associated portrait will receive a cut of the sales price. Comer said this could mean as many as 10 people could conceivably receive money from each sale, but could not provide percentage that each creative person might receive. Under no circumstance would I want to sell any of my characters to someone. What are they talking about? Like, when we were done with our, campaign 1, and we had my, like, level 20 character, the professor, that I'll probably never play again, except maybe in a one-shot or something. Who knows? But, like, I wouldn't sell that to someone. What I did do is on our Discord, I posted my character sheet, and I said, if anyone ever wants to use this character as an NPC in their game ever, cool, go do that, or do whatever with this character, because I think that's fun, and I think that's nice to think of someone else using that character as an NPC. But why would someone try and sell your character? And more importantly for this transaction, why would you want to buy someone's used D&D character? That's bizarre. Morok says, this sounds like Pathfinder Society or Dungeons & Dragons Adventurers League, but worse. Most players don't like that style of play and only use it as a stopgap between actual campaigns. Can you buy the professor you'll pay me in Bankrupt? No, but you can, if you go to the Charisma Saves Discord, the character sheet I posted is still on there, and you can use that for whatever you want. Anyway. Unfortunately, writing data to a blockchain isn't as simple as writing hit points in a pencil on a well-worn paper character sheet. Every time a user wants to perform a function on the Polygon blockchain, like adjusting the character level on an NFT PC, they have to pay a gas fee, a tiny charge that helps fund the computational resources required to make the change. This means on the Gripner protocol there will be 2 gas fees per game that players must pay. Gripner says it will keep fees down by operating on Polygon rather than another more popular blockchain server system like Ethereum. More on this later. So for instance, earlier in the stream we talked about the NFT crypto-themed fast food restaurant. That restaurant, the gas fees for buying a burger were $10. Now I believe that was on the Solana chain. I could be wrong. And I don't know if this particular Ethereum, or rather, sorry, Polygon chain, I don't know what the gas fees are for it typically, but imagine every time you need to have a session of D&D, you need to pay $10, $20 or something like that. Even if it was like $5, imagine every time you're going to go play D&D, you have to pay $5 just to change the stats and items your character has. How stupid is that? Lou Sab says, it's always funny to me that you wouldn't have to change any laws to make cryptocurrency completely illegal. You just have to enforce the current legislation surrounding Ponzi schemes. Yeep. So in order to play on the Gripner protocol, players will not only have to purchase a Gripner NFT PC, but they'll have to buy or earn Opal to pay for a game session or make purchases of digital goods, such as items and adventures. Those purchases will help keep the tech company running. To sum up, players will buy a pre-generated D&D character, play with it in pre-generated adventures, level it up on the blockchain, and then sell it. It sounds like easy money, right? You'll get paid to play your favorite game, unless you live in the real world and not in the glimmering. Logarth says, a sign out front of the burger place, like McDonald's, over 100,000 scammed. Why Gripner probably won't work. In an interview with IO9, Comer emphasized Gripner's potential to distribute capital value to everyone at the table and behind the scenes. I swear to God, these people have a mental illness. If someone came up to you in a game shop and started talking to you about the potential to distribute capital value in your D&D game, you'd be like, are you okay? Have you recently had a concussion? We're playing a game for fun. What weird abuse happened to you in your childhood where you feel the need to monetize every single activity you do? You can't just live and be a human being. You need to find capital value. It's disgusting. This is, according to Comer, one of its core purposes, but their plan to make Gripner and its NFT PCs valuable beyond a limited edition release is riddled with vulnerabilities and relies on as of yet barely real Gripner community. The biggest problem here is that Gripner is basically making character sheets and recording the difference between the start and the end of a session. There's no reason to use Gripner protocol except a desire to increase the value of your investment, which means that players won't be playing Dungeons and Dragons for fun, they'll be playing Gripner to earn real-world money. Gripner is creating a system of monetarily incentivized gameplay that will require both GMs and players to invest both time and crypto capital in NFT PCs, on speculation that any single NFT PC will appreciate with gameplay over time, which is weird because why would you even play a tabletop RPG if you didn't want to play your character and level them up over time? That's the game! It's so strange. Imagine being like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a level 20 wizard. I don't want to actually play the game. I just want to own a character that someone else played, and now I'm level 20. And now the game isn't fun anymore. Which I didn't play in the first place. It's so strange. Gripner says it can build out its Dungeons & Dragons-based NFT scheme under the Open Gaming License. The OGL is a set of conditions granted by D&D's publisher, Hasbro-owned Wizards of the Coast, in order to encourage independent game developers to design and sell their own content using the 5th edition rules for Dungeons & Dragons. But the OGL only allows certain elements and mechanics of the D&D system, not the whole game. And Gripner has stated that it will provide better options for 5e play, which players have been clamoring for. Gripner doesn't state what these options are or what they plan to add to make 5e better. We do not allow third parties to misappropriate our valuable intellectual property and take appropriate steps when necessary, a spokesperson for Wizards of the Coast told IO9 in an email, which we saw recently. I posted a video on YouTube a little while ago when I talked about it here on stream. A different NFT project was trying to put another Wizards of the Coast game, Magic the Gathering, which I'm sure you've heard of, on the blockchain, and they got a cease and desist immediately. I don't know the current state of that project, but if they didn't stop, I imagine they're being sued into the ground. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro do not screw around with their intellectual property. Do they think they can, like, buy a high-level character and join a campaign with it to be overpowered? That's legit the only selling point I could even theorize for this madness, which doesn't even make sense, because you want your players to be, if not the same level, roughly the same level, so that you can balance the combat reasonably, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, if you had, a group where everyone is level 5 except for one player who's level 20... I don't even know how you'd balance that. Tucker White says, wait, how would you own a character NFT? Isn't the whole thing about NFTs that they're just a link to one? Yes, but it would be an NFT that says you own the character. The ownership of NFTs is basically based on a social contract that says that the holder of the NFT is the owner. There's no real enforcement. Hetty the Otter says, I just found this stream and I like it so far. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Well, there's not much information on the specifics of what Gripner is building. The company does offer a loose, phase-based roadmap on their Discord server, which was also publicly published at the bottom of the Glimmerings information page. So here's the roadmap. Let's take a look. 1. Gather the party. Getting the technology, artwork, and game design just perfect, launching the website, building the community, and preparing for the adventure of a lifetime. We are here. 2. Roll to mint. Want to access the pre-sale? Play games in the Discord? Join a Gripner campaign on Twitch? Write backstories on proposed player characters? Give feedback on art, tech, and the world? And invite your friends to the party. Those top of the leaderboard win. Running a NFT-based D&D game on Twitch would not end well for them. Like, people would harass them, which is not good. You shouldn't harass people on Twitch. But what I am saying is, people on Twitch would be like, oh my god, is this NFT thing? You guys suck. Maps and Mimic says, I love D&D and RPGs in general so much. I play 3 to 4 games a week. I draw maps for RPGs. I watch content, including charisma saves, constantly. This makes me so sad and mad at the same time. I hate it. Yeah, it's gross. Tucker White says, am I just a stupid dumbass, or does this shit just shit you just said about NFT ownerships make no sense. No, you're right, it doesn't make sense. NFTs don't make sense. Morok says, the joy of Pathfinder for me is the story of growth, like starting as a weak nobody, a few coins to their name, and a rusty sword, but slowly through dungeon delving and social encounters they grow, not just numbers-wise, but as a person. If your character is the same person at level 20 as they were at level 1, something doesn't seem right to me. I agree. I love that about tabletop. You play Pathfinder, I play D&D, but same thing. For me, a lot of it's about the character and the story that they go on, and the story they go on with the friends they make along the way, and all that stuff. Also, you know, development in terms of the mechanical things your characters can do. But combat isn't my favorite part of D&D or tabletop. It's fun, but I mostly like the roleplay and the characters and the story and the world that you get to pretend to be a part of for, you know, a few hours. Grey Dutch, thanks for 23 months, says, speaking of which, is Charisma Saves tonight? It's not. Jake is doing a subathon. So next week we will continue with Charisma Saves, in which I play a Tabaxi Rogue. So check that out if you want to watch us play D&D. It's a fun time. It's a pretty casual, fun stream. Lots of joking around. Public Mint. Whatever is left at the Roll 2 Mint campaign will be offered to the general public on a first-come, first-served basis to the fair price. Tech is being deployed to prevent bots and fraud. Oh, good. When your project needs to immediately talk about bots and fraud, that's always good. By the way, I should point this out, because I talk about the Charisma Saves thing. If you ever want to catch up on Charisma Saves, we have a YouTube channel where we have all the episodes archived. So we don't have all of Campaign 1 because we weren't streaming it at first, but we do have most of Campaign 1. There's like 60-something episodes of Campaign 1. Is it even more? 70, 79, 89, 91. Did we get to 100? We got to over 100 episodes. Wow, we got to 108 episodes of Charisma Saves Campaign 1, and then we do have Campaign 2 from Episode 1. So if you want to check out Campaign 2 of Charisma Saves or go back to Campaign 1, it's all there. Just trying to pimp it out a little bit, sorry. I enjoy it, so I like when people are there and get to experience the fun with us. Anyway, 4 enters Tavern. Connect your wallet to the Gripner wiki, write your character's backstory, and share it with the world. Best writers win a custom-printed Gripner poster created and signed by our lead artist, Angry Blue. 5, a world is formed. We reveal the world of Gripner and all of its bogs, mountains, badlands, and valleys. Certified game masters get first dibs at claiming areas where they want to run campaigns. Wallet snapshots are taken, and some lucky holders get custom printed maps assigned by the artist. Oh, I don't like that. So you have to, like, game masters, like, literally get a piece of the map, and they go, all right, your campaign takes place here. This is someone else's over here. Your stuff has to take place here. I don't like that. Roll the dice, let the adventures begin. Join campaigns with game masters and other player character NFTs. All character outcomes are logged on the chain. Level up your character where even the most common NFT can become more rare via gameplay. Win loot, HP, and gold. Members only. Merch store is launched. Yeah, there'll probably be hoodies and tees, but something special is lurking here. Can you figure it out? And then finally, 8. The adventure continues. Super secret drop to community members that held their NFTs. Expansions of the world are announced, and we start to see fund emerging artists and game designs that want to build on the Gripner protocol. Our community gets the first offering for all that comes next. A lot of it's pretty vague, like most NFT roadmaps. I don't see this going anywhere. Tucker White says, does this sound like a timeshare to anyone else? Gripner plans to reveal their protocol at the end of 2022 during Phase 5 of its development, but that's after it plans to mint 10,000 NFTs and release them this spring in both an exclusive pre-sale and a public reveal. Gripner will not actually launch its platform until Phase 6, which means that investors may have to stick around for months before their investment can appreciate through gameplay. This means that individual community investors will be asked to put quite a bit of money in the Gripner treasury before Gripner intends to deliver on-chain gameplay. It's this promised protocol that is the center of Gripner's mission, and without it, all you've got is a pre-generated D&D character, or a D&D character sword. The initial investment is so far ahead of the promised deliverable, it's not hard to imagine the community might never see it at all. And this is what's weird to me, because let's assume that you buy into this NFT project and you go to their Discord and you have a bunch of other people there that are just waiting for their D&D NFTs as well. You guys are probably just going to play D&D, right? You're going to be like, oh, we're waiting. What are we going to do? Oh, you want to get on Roll20 and start a game? And then they realize, wait a minute. Why did we buy into these NFTs? We could have just done this in the first place and found other people who wanted to play tabletop RPGs with us and played on Roll20 or Discord even, wherever. Like, why do we need the NFTs for this? It's less functionality that you're charging me money for. You are charging me money for less gameplay. You are charging me money for less freedom in the game. What are you doing? TubeMan, thanks for 21 months, says, I'm here to promote my new cryptocurrency, Hanacoin. Hanacoin is the only cryptocurrency powered by Cringe blockchain technology. When everyone winces, you get riches. Hanacoin is not liable for any rug pulls or Ponzi schemes, or buy or sell at your own risk. Lars Doucette, a game developer who specializes in analyzing blockchain-based games, told IO9 that blockchain games always want to be user-generated content games, whether they recognize it or not. But the user-generated value of D&D is in playing the game itself, in having an adventure with your friends rather than the expectation of capital gain. This is what Gripner is really competing against, Doucette says. The ability to play D&D on any other platform, including at the kitchen table, and Gripner is giving players a lot of time to get bored with just owning an NFT when there are virtual tabletop services like Roll20 and Astral available to play right now. The problem that Doucette sees with many of these blockchain-based games is that they are play-to-earn models rather than a play-and-earn model. With play-to-earn, you're playing with the primary objective of getting an item of value, in this case, NFTs, instead of for the pleasure of playing it yourself and receiving items as a bonus for your time. Because Gripner is leading its mission with the goal of an increased payout versus the initial buy-in, they're ultimately digging the hole and filling it back in again, he says. The model is Gripner first, rather than gaming first. Another major issue that Gripner is facing is how to prevent fraud. In a scenario where a D&D character's success increases its real-world monetary value, there's incentive for players and game masters to abuse gameplay or even just fake a game, inputting values onto the NFT without actually playing in order to artificially inflate the value of NFT PCs. I hadn't even thought of that, of course. Why can't you just get a group together, get a DM who's certified with the Gripner service, and then pretend to do games together, maybe do a real game and then pretend to have your, Gripner game over here, even if you want, and then say, oh yeah, we got a bunch of crazy valuable items this session, and then you put it on the blockchain, and then you have a valuable character, air quotes. It's such a stupid system. Tucker White says, quote, wait several months for their investments to appreciate, unquote, and while you wait, the following happens. Money! Where did that go? There it is. Comer is aware of the issue and apologetic. He doesn't quite know how to prevent fraud yet, he says, but he has a lot of ideas that are currently being play-tested. That's what I want to hear about an investment they're asking me to do. Okay, we don't know how to prevent fraud at this time, but we're looking into it. P-Meal says, if interested, I have a salty crypto commercial from the Canadian investment management company Wealth Simple. Cool, thank you. Andreas Walters, an IT systems analyst and award-winning tabletop game designer, told IO9 that despite using a trustless blockchain to record events and make payouts, this all relies on both inputs and outputs from human actors, and with money involved. If any money is even being made, you create a system waiting to be exploited. This is a huge thing with crypto bros. They're like, oh, it's all on the blockchain, so it's so fraud-proof. It's all publicly available, without recognizing that it's just an append-only ledger that human beings have to input data into. Like, if you find a way to lie to the system, then the system is an accomplice in your lie. Like, people have to input data. It doesn't matter how you're holding the data or how secure the data is once it's on the ledger. If people can scam what they're inputting... This is especially true for Gripner, which will rely on character sheet inputs from the GM without any automation or virtual tabletop software to confirm basic data points like dice rolls. One solution proposed by Gripner is to establish a system of checks and balances, at the center of which are Gripner-certified GMs who will record their games using a third-party system like Twitch or Zoom, allowing other Gripner GMs to review and audit the proceedings, but the system is still under development, according to Comer. I'm sure all of these people want to watch your D&D game. Like, D&D streams on Twitch, even ones with really entertaining people, and I'm not counting myself along that. I don't consider myself an entertaining person, but like, there are D&D streams online with really, really, really interesting people on them all over Twitch that don't get views, right? But you expect people to go and watch people's 3-hour sessions with people who don't even necessarily want to be on Twitch and might not have any real-world charisma, and you want someone to sit there for 3 hours and audit their game to make sure that they didn't lie about the items they put into the blockchain? That doesn't even make sense, and it's a problem that expounds if your service becomes popular. It doesn't make any sense. Profane Priestess says, my favorite thing about my current character, Alessia, is that she is a prophet. She's a cleric with no god who has invented her own religion. Her character arc is about solving the mystery of her magic and trying to use her eventual religious authority, if she ever gathers followers, responsibly. It's really fascinating to play a genuine prophet in a world where religion is actually true and magic is real. Wait, I have bits? Here you go. Thank you. Your Saturday D&D game is 6 hours, not 3. Who's going to watch that? Yeah, before we streamed D&D, our sessions would go on for like 8 hours sometimes. Like, they would go a really long time. Maudlin, thanks for 2 months. Appreciate it. Another mention Gripner says it could use to prevent fraud will be to have every game's GM offer one of their own NFTs as collateral, held by the company until a positive review of the game has occurred. If the GM is ruled to have cheated, the stalked token will be burnt or removed from the blockchain circulation. This is sounding worse all the time. Even if all this cheating stuff gets ironed out, Gripner will still have to deal with the inherent speculative nature of the NFT marketplace. The company, like other NFT startups, claim that NFTs help artists make real money for their work. But in the few cases where that's actually true, most artists have made money running their own minting process, not using a third-party company, and certainly not when that company stitched together random pieces of art to create 10,000 unique NFTs in a randomly generated minting process. Teos Abadia sees this overwhelmingly massive minting as another problem for artists, not a solution. Companies trading NFTs always claim to be for fair payment, he says, but my artist friends are all suffering because their artwork is being stolen by NFT companies. If we want character or magic item art, we can commission an artist and the money will go directly to the artist without a Gripner intermediary taking a cut. Gaming groups already commission artists to create custom art of their party, which is great, by the way. You should definitely find artists you like on Twitter or DeviantArt or any of the other websites where people post their art. And if you like them, maybe throw them a commission. It's hard to do art on the internet. I've commissioned a couple things before. It's really great. So if you ever see artists and you're like, oh, I like that work, and you have a D&D character or anything you want drawn, take a look, see if they take commissions, get in touch with them respectfully and be like, hey, are your commissions open right now? And maybe discuss, you know, what would be a fair price for a piece or whatever. And never, and I mean never, you potential a-hole, never ever go to an artist and be like, hey, can I get one for free? No, you can't. No, you cannot. What is wrong with you? Like most claims about income within the NFT marketplace, the value of Gripner's tokens is completely speculative. Those 10,000 NFTs will be worthless unless they're bought and sold by people who think they are an investment, whose value, and not just its in-game complexity, will appreciate over time. Those people may not exist. Right now, Gripner's community is tiny. As of Wednesday, April 6th, the company's Twitter account has less than 500 followers, and their Discord has half that. With such a massive drop of NFTs planned, who's buying and where will new buyers come from? It's almost like the NFT market is a Ponzi scheme that requires people to continually come in and buy NFTs from their current owners, at forever inflated prices. Comer admits there are likely to be many people who buy Gripner NFTs because they're collectors rather than players, and promise there will be a ratio to balance out these different buyers. But if Gripner is focused on building a community, anonymous rarity snipers are hardly going to make people feel like part of a group of tight-knit gamers. Sorry, cats doing stuff. And it... Oh, Jesus. But if Gripner is focused on building a community, Sorry. You guys hear that? Cats are chasing each other. Rageology says they all have zoomies? Oh lord. Did someone give them cat cocaine? Rageology says apart from all the unsolved... Hi Cassie. Rageology says apart from all the unsolved problems and drawbacks innate to the medium of NFTs, this sounds like a great idea. Where can I sign someone I don't like up for it? Did they find catnip? No, they had catnip yesterday and a little bit today. They got a nice 420 catnip treat. So and it's those core players who Gripner needs to keep happy, or else they won't have anyone to play on their protocol, and there'll be no way for an NFT PC to earn value rather than to accrue speculative value. On the Discord, one user said, "In some ways, community is capital. Gripner means it literally. Crypto is meant to decentralize power. Gripner is planning to centralize within its own protocols. It needs to have players on its platform in order to create value via an on-chain gameplay. It will release Gripner-exclusive adventures. There will be Gripner-approved dungeon masters, and the value of the NFT PCs will only exist because of its technology. The value of Gripner depends on centralization, undermining the mission of Web3 technology it seeks to bring to the tabletop RPG space. Besides, D&D is supposed to be about saving the world, not destroying it. Energy-intensive blockchain servers have been linked to increase in carbon dioxide pollution and electronic waste. Crypto, as a whole, is a big and growing contributor to global climate change." In his defense, Comer claimed on Twitter that Polygon blockchain uses 95.5% less energy compared to others, but economists and writer Alex DeVries did an investigation onto Polygon's energy use and found that 99.5% figure only measured the impact on servers Polygon owns, so it's meaningless as a measure of impact. As Polygon actually runs part of its protocols on the Ethereum blockchain, DeVries told IO9, he conservatively estimated Polygon's carbon footprint through Ethereum's network on February 3rd alone at 1,598,215 kilograms, or about 1,875 tons per day. According to the University of Michigan, the average American home accrues 48 tons of emissions per year. In DeVries' words, this simply cannot be ignored. Let me do the math on that real quick. $18.75 divided by 48. So in one day, their blockchain, the Polygon blockchain usage on Ethereum per day uses 39 households' years worth of energy carbon footprint. Good lord. That's terrible. Oh my god. And Gripner is not a mint once project. All adventures and gameplay outcomes put data back on the chain, which uses more energy. The company also plans to mint more NFT PCs over time. It could double or even triple those 10,000 NFTs over the next few years. At a time when we should be focused globally on reducing emissions, NFTs and blockchain are deeply problematic, said Abadia, who works by day as an environmental health and safety consultant. D&D is amazing with a pencil and paper. We don't need to harm the planet to play. Agreed. One of the most important people at Gripner is its president and head of product, Patrick Comer. In a call with IO9, he was perfectly pleasant, generous with his time, and happy to answer questions. He's not a scammer, he's not looking to create a get-rich-quick scheme, and he's clearly obviously loves Dungeons & Dragons, but he also comes across as a naive puppy with Web3 access, millions in a bank account, and no game design experience. Comer is a constant defender of Gripner on Twitter, but beyond promoting his own company, Comer isn't particularly active in any online tabletop role-playing game community. According to his bio on the Gripner dashboard, he's a lifelong D&D player, but that's all been done in private games. He has no game credits, he has not appeared as Patrick Comer on any public gameplays, and far less important but still telling, he has never tweeted about tabletop RPGs before 2021. Where do I get my ideas from? My brain. I guess I don't know what you mean. My ideas like what? Excluding its lead game designer, the other members of Gripner's corporate leadership, CEO Brent McCrossan, creative director Kyle Mortensen, chief community consultant Jacqueline Rosles, and CTO Luke Ledette, have no public ties to the tabletop RPG world. Mortensen Rosales? I feel like I'm butchering this. According to Comer, are not gamers at all. All of this fails to instill confidence in the tabletop RPG community that Gripner is the right group to design an on-chain tabletop RPG protocol. Jay Dragon of Possum Creek Games has spent the last 4 years developing games and establishing a massive following in the indie gaming scene. Possum Creek is the award-winning publisher of games like Wander Home and Sleepaway, and was recently identified as one of Fast Company's top 10 most innovative companies in gaming. But Dragon told IO9 that Gripner is total garbage in the worst way. Oh, I'm glad they're not holding back. That's nice. It's so openly the result of someone trying to combine every single nerdy thing they can think of with their new shiny Web3 scam toy in an attempt to find some way to make money, Dragon said. On a game design side, it both fails to justify itself and spends time inventing new problems which it again fails to solve, which in an era of true innovation and growth in tabletop RPGs genuinely sucks to see. Oh no. Oh, I like that person. Without any real ties to the business of creating and distributing tabletop RPGs, the Gripner team appears as carpetbaggers, trying to make money by Can we bring back carpetbaggers? I like carpetbaggers. That's good. Carpetbaggers trying to make money by inserting themselves into a community and including a scheme that will make just a few people money, including, of course, themselves. Comer confirmed that, as is the practice at other tech startups, everyone working for the company will get Gripner NFTs. Like Oprah, he said, miming her infamous gestures. You get an NFT! You get an NFT! Oh, this guy seems on the level. Hydrate. Gripner says that it's designing in the open, but has released few details about the way their games will work. The company also says that 100% of mint revenue will be placed in the Gripner treasury, and that all funds will be used to continue to build the company, the protocol, and the world. But it doesn't offer specifics, and the company declined in detail where the money will actually go, whether to artists, software support, or even gas fees. P-Meal with 200 bits says, this might be a COVID talking, but I've often lamented the fact that my D&D games were not exploitatively monetized and deeply environmentally damaging. Another one of Gripner's stated goals, to provide a way for undeserved creators to find blockchain underserved, not undeserved. Underserved creators to find blockchain success is not something that is listed as priority until Phase 8 of the current plan, and the company's current leadership, 5 men and 1 woman, all white, reflects poorly on a desire to commit to diversity. Both Comer and McCrossan are based in New Orleans, a city where 77% of the populations are people of color. Gripner is definitively Comer's brainchild. He's the one taking the lead on the project, but he's so close to this project that he may be unable to see its flaws. When IO9 raised some of the issue described here and with him, he listened but seemed to take the critique less as a list of fundamental problems and more as puzzles yet to be solved. For now, he seems to be single-mindedly pushing Gripner through playtesting, hoping that with enough meetings and fixes, everything will work itself out. Yeah, that always works out. One of the most basic problems with Gripner is that it's simply bad game design. By developing a protocol to prioritize real-world capital gains, Gripner is fundamentally changing how players are expected to interact with the rules of the game. It's not just D&D with a blockchain layer, it's Gripner, the game. Gripner demands the construction of new software to emulate character sheets which can easily be made on paper, in word processing software like Google Docs, or any number of digital toolboxes, including the officially licensed D&D Beyond, which I think it's not even licensed anymore. I think Wizards of the Coast just announced they're buying D&D Beyond. The product Gripner is attempting to create already exists in multiple forms for many different games across many different systems, including old-fashioned print and play gaming. The problems that Gripner is trying to solve, problems that Gripner calls fundamental opportunities, are to give players the abilities to prove their successes via blockchain verification and to bring monetary value to the table via NFTs. But these aren't issues that players are demanding to see fixed. Can you imagine someone goes into your game shop or comes to your D&D table and they're like, hold on. Okay, guys, I just need to tell you about this. I have all my verified statistics on the blockchain, so if you just take a look at my Web3, if you look at my MetaMask profile, it shows that I'm a level 7 cleric, and I defeated Asmodeus with my party last year. I also bought a +1 bastard sword. So, that's pretty cool. No one cares. No one gives a shit. Stop it. I play in programs at stores, at conventions, and in home groups, says Abadia. I don't agree that these are problems players are looking to solve. These read to me as a scheme designed to play with financial valuations for the purpose of Gripner's self-enrichment rather than an actual desire to create a sound offering that contributes to the game. I've never had to certify what level my character was, and it's not worth my time to play with anyone who wouldn't trust me. Gripner's first fundamental opportunity, blockchain verification, falls short because there's no actual certification of achievement either from Wizards of the Coast or any other authority. There's just a line on an NFT receipt. Whatever authority Gripner hopes to assign their NFTs is fallible due to the fact that they are relying on trust-based human inputs, human review, and human understandings of a tabletop role-playing game that is, at its core, about improvisation. The second fundamental opportunity, bringing tangible values to players, is problematic because the value of tabletop RPGs is not in the things, but the experience. Players don't value their favorite character because he has a rare sword. They value it because the story of how they got the sword and how they will make more great stories using it in the future. D&D is supposed to be fun, not financially productive. That makes total sense. Like, in my first D&D campaign that we played a while back, I value the characters that we played as in that party, the adventures we went on, you know, in our own, you know, fictional universe. Like, that's fun. I can tell you stories, not that anyone necessarily likes to hear other people's D&D stories. It just depends. But, yeah, you know, it just depends. But I could tell stories about that, and, like, it's a ton of fun. I don't think about, oh, that time I got, late in the game, I got a cloak that made me invulnerable to fire damage. Like, was that cool in specific circumstances? Yeah, I could tell you about the time we were in the Hells and I was wearing that and there was a pool of lava and I got into it like a hot tub. Like, that's funny, that's fun, but I don't give a shit about the item itself. You know what I mean? Some of the best game nights come from the way we form memories and the stories built upon themselves in our heads, said Aidan Moore, an author and gamer who has a book about Japanese RPGs coming out later this year. What's better than reminiscing about that epic showdown against a gold dragon last summer? I don't need or want an immutable record of each turn. I want the joint memories carried by me and my table mates. It doesn't matter if those memories are detail-filled or fully accurate. It's about the emotions and personal connections in that moment. You're talking about emotions and feelings and personal connections. No venture capitalist will understand this. It's like speaking a foreign language. One particularly troubling part of Gripner's game designs come from the structures meant to protect the community from bad actors or people fixing a game so they can make more money. Gripner plans to have GMs monitor games in order to make sure that nobody is playing to, pardon the pun, game the system, despite the fact that gaming the system to earn money is exactly the goal that Gripner has set up within their protocols. Their games will exist for the sake of making money, and when players are actively working towards creating a product, you remove core D&D gameplay incentives from the table. What is the demonstrable capital value, then, in having your character break down in fear and panic instead of mindlessly attacking a monster? What will happen when a GM wants to give out a particularly overpowered item to a rogue knowing they will misuse it for fun, or what if they give it to a paladin hoping to provide narrative tension within a group of chaotic players? What about going off the rails, going to the moon, going to meet God? What happens when a GM wants to go off script and just have fun with it? Gripner is over-engineering a game which has, as one of the fundamental tenets, the ability to throw away the rulebook and just do what's going to be fun. By restricting outcomes and enforcing limited character gain, Gripner is incentivizing railroading. In The Glimmering, fun is allowed, but only on Gripner's terms, in Gripner's system, on Gripner's protocols. Comer admits that he can't expressly limit GM's ability to adapt the story to characters, but he says there will be limits on the loot people will get from any game. This is still a limitation that restricts the GM's ability to make sure the game serves the players first. That sounds awful. I would never play on a system like that. I'd never play on a system in the first place that's on the blockchain because I hate the blockchain, I hate NFTs, I hate crypto, but if it was any system that, like, forced the GM into restricted stuff like that, I wouldn't do it. It's one of the reasons I'd never play Adventure League. And hey, if you like Adventure League, that's awesome. I'm happy for you, but like, not something I'd be interested in at all. One time you killed a dragon with a sling going 60 miles per hour on a horse. How did you get the horse to go that fast? Did you like cast haste on a horse? Anyway. The review process, regardless of level of oversight, will force GMs to railroad their games for fear of having their NFT burned or being expelled from a community they've invested real money to join. These GMs, regardless of talent, will be little better than video game narrators who invite people to act out their interactions, but still force them into predetermined outcomes. Yeah, that sounds awful. Haste spell? Nice. D&D is built on the idea of collaboration. It's deliberately designed to encourage players to work together, to add capital value to their interactions, risk-creating out-of-character conflict of interest within the game itself. If another character gets to make the killing blow, will that raise their level instead of mine, thus making their character worth more on OpenSea? If I find something first, will my character be more valuable than my neighbors? Well, some of this conflict exists in the game already. It is strictly limited to the characters and not the players. All gold in D&D is fictional, after all. When the most optimal action to increase the character's value is one that impacts other people's experience of the game, but consideration over whether it would be harmful to the other players or character isn't factored in, then it quickly can become toxic, unsafe, and not fun experience for anyone, says Kenna Shaw, a game designer from any winning co-creator of tabletop RPG Safety Toolkit. Ultimately, a game should be fun and safe for everyone at the table, and this style of competitive, self-focused gameplay doesn't support that. There's also an issue of personal investment. Normally, if any given D&D player feels like they aren't being treated fairly, they don't have to return to the game and they lose only time spent. The sunk cost is low. But if a Gripner player feels like they're not being treated fairly, they stand to lose much more. Some might feel as if they have no choice but to continue playing D&D even if they aren't having fun because they need to get their money's worth, or they need to get their character up to a certain amount of value before they cash out. The blurring of the boundary between real-world harm and fictional harm fundamentally undermines the game design itself. Take 5 minutes to look up, here's the article, chat. Take a look at RPG horror stories for any amount of that. The amount of unfortunate harassment that goes on in some D&D groups is sickening. Gripner is also operating on the assumption that people who play D&D will want to purchase pre-minted characters to play in the game, ignoring the intricacies that come along with in-game mechanical character development. How many players use a pre-made character in their games beyond the first few learning sessions? Most D&D games have folks making specific and considerate advancements to their character for an endgame that makes sense within their narrative. Yeah, have I ever played a pre-made character? I haven't. When I'm DMing, of course, I've played NPCs that are pre-made, or ones that I kind of took that were pre-made and modified. But no, every character I've ever played has been custom, and I don't know anyone who, other than maybe an occasional one-shot with a very specific, like, thing. Like, if you're playing, like, a murder mystery or some sort of supernatural Lovecraftian mystery thing that's a pretty short thing or a one-shot, then it can kind of make sense to be handed a role or something, handed a character sheet. But usually people, especially for longer campaign, want to make their own character. Again, Gripner seems to fail to understand the play culture they're hoping to exploit. The problem is that their much larger goal to provide an entry for on-chain gaming for the tabletop RPG community ignores the backlash that other communities and the tabletop RPG community itself have already issued against blockchain projects. Gripner is not a maverick in the tabletop RPG industry. Rather, it's a pet project attempting to exploit a hobby by creating a centralized protocol of diminishing returns on investments that will only appreciate with non-sustainable, continual buy-in from new investors, while simultaneously contributing to the death of the planet. It devalues the very reason people play games, to have fun, in favor of capital exchange. Ultimately, the very structure of Gripner resembles a pyramid scheme in D&D clothing. When Comer spoke to IO9, he got the most excited and joyful when he described how he's teaching his children to play Dungeons & Dragons. When his oldest had a milestone birthday, she threw a D&D party and ran an adventure for her friends. And you know what monster they ran into, he asked, grinning, so proud of his kid? A baby gelatinous cube. How cute is that? That's what I love about D&D, he said. The ability to be creative with it. The ability to just put anything out there and play the game with your friends. I don't think he sees the irony. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, this isn't going to go anywhere, and if it does, it's going to get crucified by the D&D and tabletop community in general. No one wants this. No one wants this. At all. They have a Twitter account. Oh no, I have way more followers than their Twitter account. They have 600 followers. I think I have 21,000 followers. That's a shame. Tucker White says, I'm sold. I'm going to buy an NFT of Hannah's the Professor and turn them into a trad con who has a deep underlying love of Family Guy. The real professor will find your professor clone and kill the professor. I swear to God. I will find you, and I will force you down to a D&D table, and I will make you roleplay this. What are they posting? Big news! Check out this badass NFT drawn by Angry Blue. The first 500 winners to successfully hashtag roll to mint will receive this free NFT from Gripner. Check out the Gripner Discord to find out how to earn your pre-sale spot. I'm gonna follow them. God. Missed our first The Glimmering Adventures last week? Join us this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh no. Are they like they're doing them? They're doing the adventures already? Oh god. Are these NFTs? They're $6? What are they? Are these new grip? I don't understand what these even are. Hold on. Wait, what? The Glimmering Roll to Mint Discord. Description. This event will take about 2 hours to play. Your DM will help you with rules if needed, and will use pre-gens. This is the $6 fee will be used. Oh. You're paying money to play in their D&D game. I see. It's $6 basically for a ticket to play in their game. You'd probably be better off finding a professional DM and paying their fee, if I'm being honest with you. Or, something else you could do, go and look up the rules to DMing for 5e. They're not that difficult. And you can DM a game and get your friends together and have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Kick down the door and take the survey to tell us the best time for you to play the one oh, God. It's from yesterday. I just want to keep seeing if they have anything else. Like, the art is okay. I've seen a lot better D&D art from, you know, independent people I follow on Twitter. But, like, it's fine. Oh, it's a dragonborn with a bong. I get it. Weed. Tucker White says The Glimmering, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. This is a shame. It really makes me sad. Anyway, so what are my thoughts on this? As someone who really loves tabletop RPG, as someone who loves D&D, it makes me really sad to see someone trying to exploit the community and exploit the games we really love and enjoy playing and, you know, with our friends in order to try and basically tap us like an oil well to try and extract capital from us out of something we all enjoy that you don't really have to spend money on. But they say, hey, there's a thing people like, so let's exploit that in order to try and take money from them. Not cool. Makes them look like assholes, if I'm being honest. That's not to say, and let me be clear, don't go and, like, harass these people. Don't do anything involving them. Just ignore it. That's the best thing you can do, is to not give people attention, probably. I think a lot of people working on this project are probably people who genuinely just see themselves as, hey, we could get a job working on something D&D related or tabletop related, and they love it, and they want to do that. The people at the top, I think, are people who are trying to exploit people, but again, probably crypto bro naivete. Who knows, though? Either way, it's really unfortunate, and they're going to lose all their seed capital, because no one's going to be involved in this. So, let's move on. Let's roll an attack against Gripner. Roll D20. Let's see what we get. My attack bonus is +5. That's a hit. That's almost an nat 20. Not quite, but that's a hit. Gripner dies. You're welcome. Tucker White says The Glimmer. Oh, nope, I read that one. Profane Priestess says, fun thing, the professor exists in my homebrewed setting and is a sometimes guest lecturer in the Grand University of Eridanus, which is Amarath's greatest and oldest seat of learning. She has a playful feud with the university's grand librarian, another level 20 wizardess. That's awesome. Everyone has permission to use my former player character in their games. If they're familiar with Campaign 1, use the professor. The professor literally has a bigger on the inside machine that allows her to travel the multiverse. So there's your in, okay? It's an outhouse with a heart on it called the Hartnell, okay? Get it right. No one have sex with the professor, though, please. That's weird. Yeah, I saw the J.K. Rowling thing. I might look at it later. This is some sort of NFT ad or crypto ad.
Roll it, Albert.
Okay. Is it moving by itself? Can't be.
Have it change things.
Ooh, sorry, Duffy.
Cool. It's unnatural. Wow. It's even rollier.
They go way too fast.
Way too fast.
There's no beginning and no end.
They're just circles.
I call it the wheel.
Should we burn them? Let's just undermine them.
Make him feel weird.
I don't totally understand it. My friend Leanne's real into it. She's super smart.
She got me into shoes.
People who compare NFTs or crypto to the wheel or anything like that just make me want to bang my head against a wall.
Really early.
Oh yeah, she's way early on shoes.
What if there were two wheels?
Where would we even put that other wheel?
I don't get caught up in the hype. People get caught up in the hype and it causes all kinds of problems. We did this! This is genius! So we all agree change is bad.
Progress doesn't work.
Ponzi scheme.
Fad.
Sometimes the future is right in front of you, if you're ready for it.
I hate these people. Here's the thing, though. The wheel wasn't a Ponzi scheme. It was an invention. Maps of Mimic says, my characters are breaking an NPC out of a max security prison. If I can put the professor in, what crime did they do? Some sort of probably trying to steal, either trying to steal something for her research, whatever would make sense in your setting, because she likes science, she likes doing research on things, she likes unique magic items. Or as the result of some experiment gone awry, like trying to do some sort of magical experiment, and it caused some sort of issue. The only things I ask, and again, I don't really care, it's your campaign, I can't stop you, but if you do use the professor doesn't try and maliciously murder people. The professor is chaotic good, doesn't try and murder people, but will if they're hurting other people, like if they're a villain, you know, or monsters or whatever. Tries to do good, tries to help people, all that, yeah. Anyway, moving on. What NFT thing will we watch next? My voice needs a little bit of a rest, so I'm not going to read another article right now. Let's watch Kyle Chassis talk about top 3 altcoins no one is talking about. This is the guy that the professor also has impulse control issues when it comes to effing with new stuff. True. Very true. Gets easily distracted by novel, especially magical items. Anyway, this guy bought a Cryptoland plot without disclosing that he was an investor, and he got a half-price one. I don't know how Cryptoland is doing, by the way. They locked down everything, so I can't even see if they've sold any more plots by now. Am I on fire? No, someone nearby might be, though. I do hear the sirens. They're coming to get me, everyone. I've criticized NFTs once too many. The crypto police are coming. They're coming to take me away. Haha, they're coming to take me away.
In today's video, guys, we have got a very special guest. We've got that Martini guy. He is one of my favorite analysts. I have been watching Martini guy.
Profane Priestess says, does Professor bring Kasdan with her when she's plane hopping? Yes. But if you don't want to deal with Kasdan as a character for some reason, or it doesn't make sense, you can always say Kasdan's back at home for some reason, or in the Hartnell, or just whatever. That's fine. But yes, she typically would.
Guy for a long time. I feel like he's got a really good finger on the pulse, and today we're in for a treat because he's going to tell us about his top 3 altcoin picks for the coming weeks. If that sounds good to you guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and let's get into it. Martini guy, welcome to the channel, man. Thanks for being here. How's it going?
It's my pleasure to be on the channel, and things are going, I don't know, Bitcoin's down, but everything is still going well because Bitcoin's above $40,000, and above $40,000, life is great.
Yeah, guys, I came across Martini guy's channel, and you know, I started watching it, you know, long before we actually met in person. But I understand that you have a new channel as well, right?
Yeah, I have TMG Trades now as far as YouTube channels go. So what I tried to do, because I was struggling to upload every day, and it is quite a problem for YouTubers because we do a lot of business as well as just YouTube. And when you're spending so long doing business, it can be very difficult to spend 4 hours a day making a YouTube video. And so what I decided to do was basically split up the content and take trading off of the main channel for the most part, and then just basically vlog it on my phone, and it's going really, really well as that channel. So yeah, that channel's called TMG Trades, by the way.
Yeah, guys, so if you want kind of market insights on a technical analysis perspective, definitely go check out Martini guy's channel, because
Cryptoland, good times. I do miss Cryptoland.
You know, on my channel we don't really talk about technical analysis, but Martini guy, let's get into some of the altcoins that you're into. Which ones are you looking at right now?
So I'm looking at a few, as per usual. I'm actually doing an altcoin challenge on my main channel whereby I try and trade $10,000 into $100,000. So far, we're at $17,800 profit. We peaked at around $19,500 a couple of days ago. You know, Bitcoin down a little bit since, but we're actually weathering this storm very well compared.
What is Bitcoin at right now? I try and check Bitcoin every few days just because I'm curious. It's been idling around 40,000 for a while, so it's like a little over half of its all-time high. It's been up and down, but mostly staying around the 40 range for months and months now. I just wanted to do something so I can talk about it. It's annoying that it's just staying around the same. Just drop already. Come on.
Compared to the overall market performance, which I'm very pleased about. Like, sometimes it just doesn't go down very well when you're not weathering it very well with a challenge like this. But yeah, at the same time, so what am I interested in? Well, we doubled down actually on Oculus in yesterday's video, and the reason for that is Oculus have got a lot of things coming out over the course of the next kind of month. Like, they've got these SNFT launches, which, because what they do on with the Oculus project is they tokenize ownership of music rights. So the idea is that you can buy a passive income, this NFT. So if, say, you're...
That sounds awful. What? Why do you want to fractionalize the IP ownership of a song? What? This again, Dan Olson talked about this in the problem with NFTs as well. But like, crypto and NFTs have such a problem, and the entire problem is that the entire ethos of them is to fractionalize and monetize everything. Everything is monetizable, and it can be fractionalized down to shares that you can speculate upon. It's disgusting. Morok says, my next campaign is going to be set in an utterly miserable world. It starts as a standard fantasy setting, but as things go on, the world will be caught in the fallout or interstellar war. An alien ship will break up in the atmosphere and poison everything, and the ship's survivors even worse. As tempting as using the professor is, she'd bring too much hope. Oh, well, that's a nice thing to say about that character. I hope you have fun.
Your NFT costs you $50,000. For every time that song gets played, you make money. So essentially, you're buying a small portion of the music rights and ownership of that song, meaning that indefinitely you will earn money from that investment. And so I actually really like the concept of this, because we all know that record labels, they're very centralized. They're not very fair towards the music artists. What this does is it allows the music artists to cash in early on some of the rights to the music that they create, so essentially allowing them to take a bunch of money up front, selling a portion of the rights to the music that they create. So it allows them to have the cash flow rather than having to wait for the money to come in, which is great. It's something that record labels don't offer. But at the same time, it also allows the investors in that song then to gain a passive income, which is what we're interested in crypto. Passive income is what allows people to be financially free, essentially.
Yeah, if you guys need any more proof that music and NFTs are going to be a huge thing, Snoop Dogg, if you didn't know, bought Death Row Records and is turning it into a strictly NFT music record company. And also, Dead.
In defense of Snoop Dogg, he was probably high when he made that decision.
Mouse is working on some projects right now. One of them is Moda DAO, which he's part of, which is music and NFTs, and then he's also creating Pixel Nix, which is like the music verse. It's huge. So this is cool. Thanks for telling me, man. I didn't know, at a $35 million market cap, down from a 90% all-time high, I see this one with a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, no, it certainly does, especially with what they've got planned and the way that it's grown in the past. I'm expecting some similar explosive growth when it all kicks in, and because it's when you generate the demand for the coin, because you can only buy the SNFT with this coin, is the way that it works. So you end up having periods of very high demand for the coin in order to purchase it, because you purchase it in US dollar value, meaning that it doesn't necessarily matter what the coin's price is, because say you're buying a $10,000 slot in something. Well, as long as your coins are worth $10,000, great. So it means that it doesn't affect the amount of confidence in buying the coin. This is the genius thing about this particular coin, is it doesn't affect the amount of confidence that you're buying the coin, because they're not valuing things in their number of coin, they're valuing it in dollars. So it means that as the price of the coin goes up, it gets easier for you to obtain these NFTs if you didn't already have a means of buying them. If you go 10x, well, suddenly you can afford it. And so that's why I think this is a pretty ingenious model, actually. Something I've been invested in for a long time, but I've been stacking it like crazy recently.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check it out.
This is the insidious thing about channels like this. They already own the coins and NFT projects, or like NFTs within projects they promote. So they win either way. Even if in the long term the things they're talking about don't work out, if they are popular and they go on stream or YouTube and say, hey, audience that trusts me, you should buy this into this project, into this crypto, into this NFT project, people are going to buy it, and then their investment goes up because people trust them as financial advisors, whether they say they are or not. That's what they are. And their investment is incredibly safe because no matter what, if they say people go online and do this thing, they'll do it. At least a certain percentage of their audience will, and they'll make money no matter what. It's screwed up.
Oh, what's number 2?
Number 2 would be Steppen, but also kind of moving applications. I really like the idea behind Steppen. I'm sure you've got an opinion on it.
Steppen blew my mind, actually, and I
I like that they're showing a chart where it's mostly a red line. Let's see what that's at now. STEPN. Value. Oh man, it's even redder now. Beautiful. H. Baird says, wouldn't trying to fractionalize the ownership of IP like this and selling income from royalties make these legally securities? Securities are heavily regulated. This seems poorly thought out. You don't say. Oh, it is up over a month, though. That's a shame. Garbage.
I'm having a hard time comprehending if that's just because who was backing it and the fact that FTX was behind it and it launched at FTX and Alameda and Sam Bankman-Fried, or if it's because it is actually encouraging people to get up off their ass and go move, which is like in today's world where everyone's like working behind a computer. You know, if you can go earn some cryptocurrency and get your workout in at the same time, that's a great thing.
So the idea is that you get cryptocurrency based on how much you move. I assume this is based on like an app that works like a step counter. But what would be preventing you from putting a phone on something that simulates a step? And just using it like a free crypto machine? You know what I mean? You can cheat a step counter.
With that being said, you know, I'm talking to another project called Walk-In, and there's another one called Move-In, I think, like, and then we also had GenoPets, which GenoPets, you know, is also, I'm really bullish on. Also another kind of like move to earn type of app.
He's literally describing that the market for these like walking or moving based NFT projects or crypto projects is already saturated. He mentioned like 4 here, but he's saying like, oh, they're all good. No. You can't say there are 4 different projects all trying to do the same thing and assume they're all good investments. Some of them are going to fail.
I don't know, man. I'm curious to hear your opinion if Steppen is going to be that one kind of market leader first to market, or if there's room for others to come in.
Well, I know now, this is not a new concept. I want to point it out. Move to Earn has been around for a while. I invested in DFIT and I invested in Dot Moves, both of which are moving projects, and their prices just consistently went down for the past 9 months. And then suddenly Steppen out of nowhere shoots 100x, and then these projects did like a 40x overnight because people are like, I want to get on the next one. So I can't.
It's almost like this entire marketplace isn't based on any actual material value or demonstrated future value, but entirely based on rampant speculation. You know, like a bubble. Von Tuck says, I really thought NFTs were going to be short-lived fad, but no. This is the timeline with QAnon and Donald Trump. Of course, they stuck around and became a plague. I'm still hoping they die in the next 2 or 3 years, but, you know. Life is a nightmare.
Tell if it's a sudden boom in demand because one thing did really, really well, or if we're actually going to see a huge growth in the sector. I imagine we'll see a huge growth in the sector, and I imagine that Steppen will become number 1. As far as investment potential in Steppen, I don't know if it's good or bad. I feel like the price is very high right now with it having a $13.3 billion market cap. I feel like that's an insane valuation on any new company. Just to point out, and I'm not saying this is from a you should buy this coin. I just find it absolutely fascinating what is going on with these kind of movement coins, because it's such a clever, but it's something that we can do in crypto, but people can't do it in the traditional world, which is why I guess we have a problem with worldwide obesity. But I mean, I fall in that category as well. So
one of the things, guys,
in 2 years the US is going to go full fascist, so it doesn't really matter. That's true. I'll be in a camp or dead. So have fun with the NFTs, losers.
If you're watching this too, like what you have to, if you look at Steppen right now, what I'm checking out right now too is the circulating supply is 10% of the total supply, right? So there's 600 million circulating, 6 billion total. That means that we've got 90% of the tokens that are going to come into circulation over the course of I don't know how long it is, but one thing I would suggest if you're considering coming into something like STEPN is go do your own research and look at the emission schedule and see, when do these coins start coming into circulation?
A lot of these coins that did do like a 40x last week because of STEPN, a lot of these coins have now retraced again about 80% from that pump, because essentially now all the VC that didn't dump during the last pump now did dump, which means that now those coins have had a full reset. All of their coin circulation from VC is now in supply. So now what I'm looking at is...
Am I going to do anything on Jake's Streamathon when it resumes if he asks me to? He didn't ask me to.
Trying to find the best one of those. And for that, I guess one of the key metrics that I look at is the amount of money raised versus the amount of money spent. Because if you've spent all of your money that you raised, then you don't have any marketing budget. So you're not going to be able to gain the adoption that you want unless you come up with a very clever kind of model around your token. But I feel like buying into the ones that are like a $3, $4, $5 million market cap, say they've got 20 million in the bank, that sounds attractive to me. And so that's basically where I'm looking to put one of my next plays.
Profane Priestess says, are you excited for Spelljammer? If you're not familiar, Spelljammer is a ship capable of generating its own atmosphere and gravity, basically Treasure Planet-style fantasy space travel. Wizards of the Coast announced that they're bringing it into 5e, and I know you love blends of fantasy and sci-fi. I've not heard about it. That sounds cool.
And what's number 3?
It would be Elrond. As far as big caps go, it's my favorite big cap. It's my largest holding. I actually hold more Elrond than I do Bitcoin. We're starting to see a lot more new projects launching on Elrond, but they're very successful at the launches. Elrond is probably one step behind Polkadot in terms of the size and growth of their ecosystem. Polkadot is more mainstream, obviously. Polkadot, a lot more people know about Polkadot, but less people know about Polkadot than Ethereum. So if you were to label them, you would go Ethereum, Polkadot, and then Elrond falls on whatever next tier lies below Polkadot. But I'm expecting this year for Elrond to get on Polkadot's level, essentially due to the amount of development and investment in the Polkadot network.
And lastly, let's talk about Cold DAO for a minute, because I brought that to your attention, I don't know, maybe a week ago, and I've noticed that you went in pretty heavy, and I've continued to, I think, buy up dips, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so now my current investment into Cold DAO is about kind of $65,000-$70,000. So I'm in bigger than I really should be, to be honest. This is a bit irresponsible. But you never know. Like if you go 100x from here, like bam, 7 mil, it would be nice. And it's been a while since we've seen the explosive kind of social media growth in not necessarily a meme coin, but a very interesting project is what I would describe Cold DAO as. Something that is different, something that's unique, something that I've not really seen so much of before. I've seen DAO before, but this is DAO, but done in a way that I feel like is more sustainable.
Elrond makes people think of L. Ron Hubbard, not a great association. Yeah.
And I just...
Pretty sure it's named after the Lord of the Rings character, though.
Really like the way that it's marketed.
Elrond is a Lord of the Rings character, right? We've not seen Lord of the Rings.
And if it gets these big exchange listings from this volume, that's where we see big adoption.
Well, as a guardian, I can tell you that they're definitely in talks. One of the interesting things is that that Cold DAO caught decentralized exchanges off guard. Now I can tell you, one of the largest exchanges in the world was keen to list it several days ago, and I was in this chat for 24 hours, and they didn't know how to deal with on-chain taxation. Right, so like this is something that is built, that you can program into smart contracts. Most meme coins.
Oh yeah, he's hold on, Elrond. I do find it funny that not value the actor Hugo. What's his name? I do like the elves are these like beautiful fey creatures, and no offense to the actor who plays Elrond. I guess he's half elf, so it makes a little more sense. But I don't see him as like this gorgeous, timeless fey creature. He just kind of looks like guy. He looks like a guy. You know what I mean? Guy on the left looks like beautiful, like fey guy. And some of the other elves I've seen from Lord of the Rings look, like she looks like elvish. He doesn't look very elvish to me. I don't know. Von Tuck says, everyone should read Gay Berlin shows how quickly after reaching their peak, LGBTQ rights went down to 0 just a couple years later. Feels a lot like today, to be honest. Yep.
This is not called out. I don't think it's a meme coin.
Funny, she doesn't look Drewish. I'll give you points for a Spaceballs joke.
Has a great meme culture, but it's not a meme coin. Like on-chain taxation is smart, right? How do you offset staking rewards? How do you offset inflation? You know, how do you encourage long-term holders and discourage sell pressure? You create on-chain taxation. This is the same thing that any economy in the world does, is taxation. And this is how the treasury gets funded. But this exchange didn't know how to deal on the reconciling their accounts when you have to transfer and 0.4% the transaction gets taken out. And so they're scrambling right now to try to, because the volume is absolutely massive. You know, it reached $120 million in 24-hour volume a few days ago, you know, and for something just trading on a DEX, even today, doing $40 million in trading volume is huge, you know, so of course they really want to get this on the exchange. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to that. But more importantly, like, it's a really interesting idea that now has over $3 million in the treasury to invest into early stage deals and things that are going to make money for every stakeholder holding Colt.
I think I agree with that statement. I think it does look really good for the future.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. That's all. Guys, go check out Martini Guy's channel. He's got two of them, that Martini Guy and TMG Trades. Jordan,
God, I hate these people making money off their audiences that think they're going to get them rich by listening to their terrible crypto advice. It's just god-awful. I don't want to read the article, but just so you know, Star Trek is doing NFTs now because everything is awful. Yeah, that's right. Star Trek, the utopian glimpse into a potential future where mankind has evolved beyond the need for things like capital and racism and conflict. Now they're selling NFTs of the ships. Quite illogical. Is there anything else I want to watch?
Welcome everyone to the very first episode of Sleeper Projects. Now what is this? It's going to be my first ever episode of a new series I want to create where we talk about sleeper projects that are slept
NFT 1701.
on. Everybody slept on these projects. They're missing out. And I'm going to be here to talk about them, alright? So this is going to be my opinion, okay? No financial advice here. Projects that I've been into and that I've been looking into. Very slept on, very cheap at the moment. Of course, hit that like, subscribe button, man. I'd really appreciate it. Your boy
Dang Herm, thanks for 100 bits.
We're trying to grow out here, right? Maybe we can hit 1K subscribers and, you know, we doing big things out here. Regardless, all right, let's hop into the project today. We got Fearless Bulls Club. Now, they've been in my videos a couple of times, all right? And there's a reason, okay? I'm gonna be...
Let's watch this one where this guy tries to explain how you can make money with NFTs on OpenSea. iMiracle, thanks for 9 months. 9 months, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Gene Hardrod. I think Roddenberry would approve. He liked the ladies. 50% to level 1. This is our second chance, everyone. The first hype train died unceremoniously. Can we rectify? Can we regain the honor that was lost? Who knows? We're at 50% to level 1.
It's Brett here with Make Money Online with Brett, and on this video I will be talking about my favorite NFT project, the Habibis. I really do love this project, and on this video I will show you why. And if you are really interested in making money online, you really...
I need to get a new microphone, and I really want to get one of those LED ones. I think... Oh god, who has one of those? Why am I blanking on the name? There's someone I watch who has a mic like that, and I think they're cool. Von Tuck says, Trek NFTs will work out. Will work out. Roddenberry spinning in his grave. Limitless energy. Utopia ironically achieved. Will I am not okay. Thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
Need to get this NFT. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. So, on today's video, I will
Neemsor Kolboth, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
Talk about Habibi's NFT. The reason why I want to talk to you about this project is because they are insanely funny and the community is insanely strong. So if you are serious about making money with NFTs, you really want to watch this video till the end. And if you are...
The reason why community is so important when dealing with NFTs is because basically in order to cement some sort of future growth for your NFT, you need to have a large group of people who are capable of pushing them onto other people and convincing them that they are a worthwhile investment, air quote. It's basically you need a community that's big enough to perpetuate the Ponzi scheme. So, while these people talk about community, what they really mean is we have a big enough pool of people invested in this that can try and convince other people to invest in this that, hey, there's a good chance you might be able to sell this off to someone else for more money later. 17% to level 4. Already doing better than the first type train, so I really appreciate it.
Completely new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification icon, because this year I dedicate myself to teach you how to make money with NFTs. And in this video I will go over the Habibis, I will show you their Discord, I will show you what you get by being there. So let me switch the screen and I will just do the screen share with you. Okay?
Sorry, I keep getting
Alright, so we are on the
Twitter.
OpenSea, and as of today, which is April 20th, they are on number 93, which is still on the first page on OpenSea, so it's really good, but they were higher. But for some reason, right now they're number 93, but don't worry about it, because...
Okay, they're lower, but don't worry about it, it's fine, I'm already making the video, it's fine! Citisaurus says, need to conserve my money but have the rest of my bits. Still a mess today, but I emailed HR and so did my boss to discuss the insurance problem. He seems understanding, but who knows, they might care more about the cost savings versus employees' lives, mental health. I wish you luck.
This is way undervalued, even at this price. I remember I looked at it, but it was 0.10, and I was like, I wasn't sure about it because they didn't have roadmap and they didn't have many things, so I kind of thought it was.
They just look like CryptoPunks. They look like CryptoPunks.
A rug pull,
right?
Right. So I didn't do anything, but then I saw it go to 0.3.
Oh yeah, the percentage movements on these are insane. Plus and minus 121%, plus 213, minus 20. Like, it's crazy. These things are nuts in the amount they waver.
0.36, and suddenly, or
it's like a day trader's wet dream. It's disgusting. Because there's no intrinsic value behind any of these speculative assets. It's entirely based on hype and the number of people you can bring into the speculation scheme. So they just wildly, because the actual value of these things is 0. So it's entirely based on feelings. It's crazy.
For 1 ETH. Now is 0.88, which is very good buy, and I will show you why. So first of all, let me click on them. So the Habibis, the first project to implement whitelist marketplace and NFT draw. And guys, this is another reason I think that you should grab the opportunity and be an Habibi, just because the whitelist marketplace is huge. I mean, like, I wasted so much time being on Discords and different projects, and you know, sometimes it's like I don't wanna do what the people on the Discord or what the developers want me to do, right? I just want to go mint, make money, that's all. So because of the Habibis, I'm able to get on the whitelist marketplace, which means I can buy whitelist spot. And the way they did it is that basically you stake Habibis, which is written here. I don't even have to go to their website. Everything is here. See, this community is really good. They are very smart people and very transparent. But let's go back. Basically, they earning oil. And once you have some oil, because you stake the Habibis, right, on different contract, then you can trade that oil for whitelist spots for almost any hype upcoming project. Guys, I've made a video about minting. If you have no idea what it is, just click on the link above me, because I explain the 5 steps on what I did before or what I had to go through in order to get whitelist space. Because
thanks
when
for the
you
hype
have
train, everyone.
whitelist,
Better
you are
than the last one.
guaranteed that
Together,
you will
they
make lots of
basically
money
make a
from
level
the project.
5. So
right?
thank you.
So here you can just stake Habibis, make oil, get whitelist spot. Easy peasy. NFT will be breeze. No more tedious research, and I really hated it. Even though in the beginning I enjoyed it. And I think that if you're just starting out, maybe you should do the minting the old way, like as I described in the video. So definitely go watch that, because you get experience and then you will appreciate any project like
Habibi means lover in Arabic. Yikes. You're confused what this is. It's an NFT project that requires you to have oil, which I believe is what they're calling a cryptocurrency associated with this project. And in order to buy these NFT PFPs, which is profile pictures, you need to buy oil to mint them. At least that's what I'm thinking is happening.
the Habibis. That will save you so much time. So let's continue. So,
thanks, Ross.
Because they are getting
Rosa.
really
No, Ross.
popular.
Sorry,
They are starting to make the
I thought I
royal
read it
Habibis.
wrong, but I read it right.
What it is that if you have 8 of these, you can basically get or mint royal Habibis. This one generates more oil, has more utilities, and like definitely check out their Discord announcements about this, because
okay, I see. So you buy the NFT, and the NFT gives you oil, which is what they're calling their cryptocurrency associated with this project. And if you buy a bunch of them and merge them into one, then it makes even more oil. And yeah, it appears that this is an association between, Arab oil. So yeah, it's racist too. There are a lot of racist NFT things, but that's maybe... I could probably do a whole stream on just racist NFTs, which would probably be a pretty... not a fun stream, a disturbing stream probably would be a better way. It'll be uncomfortable, and it'll probably make you laugh in a I can't believe these people are doing this kind of way. Von Tuck says, I bet a high percentage of NFT bros blame feminism Tim Pool style as the reason they're single. I'm just getting the vibe. Yeah, I get that too.
oh, this will be huge. So right now the price is 0.8884, and when people start turning these to royals, they're gonna be like really less in this market space, and they're gonna be way expensive. I think this can go anywhere from 2 to 3 ETH, no problem. So it's still very good investment, because you get it for 0.884, the cheapest one, right? 889, yeah. So you get like those 3 are cheapest one. They're gonna be gone. Especially when this video comes, I think it's gonna be gone. So then they also make BBs. So when you have BBs, you can still access great alpha calls, which is this huge alphas. And like I'm gonna show you this on the Discord. Their alphas are really solid. Like you get notifications on different alpha calls, different project that you can go.
Is he gonna actually get into anything more than how stupid this is?
They would still need to work. Like NFT
their gifts too.
And just coming out, and status on his Twitter. Let me 0.2 and
that's dumb. All right. I'm probably done for the day. We've been going for 3 hours. Wait, how long is this article? That's pretty short. Let's read this real quick, just because this is a funny little thing that happened. Jack Dorsey's first tweet NFT went on sale for $48 million. It ended with a top bid of just $280. Crypto entrepreneur Sina Astavi bought Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet as an NFT for $2.9 million last year. He listed the NFT for sale again at $48 million last week. A non-fungible token of Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet could sell for just under $280. The current owner of the NFT listed it for $48 million last week. Iranian-born crypto entrepreneur Sina Astavi purchased the NFT for $2.9 million in March 2021. Last Thursday, he announced on Twitter that he wished to sell the NFT and pledged 50% of its proceeds, which he thought would exceed $25 million, to charity. The auction closed Wednesday with just 7 total offers, ranging from 0.09 Ethereum, $277 at current prices, to 0.0019 Ethereum, almost $6. The deadline I set was over, but if I get a good offer, I might accept it. I might never sell it, Astavi told CoinDesk via a WhatsApp message on Wednesday. Astavi has 2 days to accept the bid, or it will expire. Estavi, whose crypto ventures bridge Oracle and Cryptoland collapsed following his arrest in Iran last year, oh boy, is the middle of relaunching his Bridge Oracle token, which were originally on the Tron blockchain, to Binance Smart Chain. Wait, he was in Cryptoland? What? Or was that a different Cryptoland? BRG investors are waiting for Estavi to exchange their old tokens for new ones. Estavi, who announced the token swap on the same day he put out Dorsey's tweet for NFT for sale again, told CoinDesk that the swap is being run manually and the process may take up to 2 months to complete. Yeah, from what I understand, he said no to that offer, by the way. Did I see the Binance emoji as a swastika? I did. I did see that. That's a shame. Logarth says, haha, that reminds me, did you see Binance released its reworked logo on 420 and it looks like a swastika? I did see that. Weird how much Nazi imagery ends up in NFTs. Look up Bored Ape Yacht Club Nazi SS logo and you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see who we're gonna raid. Probably Jake. I assume he's still going. Oh my god, he's sleeping! I'm not gonna raid him if he's asleep. Wake up, Jake. You're doing a subathon. We'll do Quest Authority, who does litigation disaster streams. Looking at lawsuits and stuff. Pretty great. So, alright. Have a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. Maybe Chud Watch. Not sure. Don't hold me to that. Let me know on Twitter if you want anything specific for me to do. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Blast, and good night, everyone else. I hope you have a good one. Stay cool. Stay cool out there. Bromigos. I never know how to end these. I've been doing this for 10 years. You'd think I'd know, wouldn't you? I don't. See you guys later.